in the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? That'd be just swell. Botrix has correctly joined the channel. How sweet it is. It might take a while for that to catch up because we're not playing Flying. I was playing that earlier on. Just give it a sec. Give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a sec now. It'll catch up. It will catch up. There should be two faces on there rather than a load of faces. Ads. I'm going to have to proper look through this and find out why that's happening, because there's something in the settings that I've turned off that I haven't turned off, if you know what I mean. It's annoying me. It's annoying the life out of me. It's pissing me off. It's getting on my nerves. Nice hat, other famous hats. I'm also wearing two hoodies because I've been freezing my cock off all day. Been sat at this desk waiting for phone calls to come through, and it's been freezing. And then I've had to go out. This, oh man, weird doesn't come into it. Yesterday it was 1 degree, I think it was, plus 1 degree Celsius. And there was ice absolutely everywhere. There you go, two faces sorted. There was ice everywhere. It was dangerous to drive. It was terrible. Today it was 0. Freezing, 0. Not a patch of ice anywhere. Completely safe to drive. And then I picked Jess up and it was -1. And just that difference between 1 and -1, just 2 degrees. The difference was insane. To the point where I almost changed sex. It was that cold. So I had to leave the car running. And I recorded it because it's really foggy and misty. So gorgeous, so atmospheric, so cinematic. That I'll record this, and I put the old camera in the front of the car. And it looks as though it's completely clear. Cameras are that good that you can see through fog. Which is a ball ache. Good sky. I did just about catch a little bit of it. Just a little tiny bit. But it wasn't good enough because the way I saw it when I was driving, you could see a little bit of orange at the bottom because I was looking towards the west. A little bit of orange, but above that was this mad move from sort of dusky pink through to bruised purple. Absolutely stunning. It looked like a 4AD album cover. If anyone's seen any of those things by, I don't know, Cocteau Twins, Lush, bands like that. Absolutely amazing. And then by the time I reached, oh, bollocks, I was getting towards where Jess works, and I have to go past, I said this the other week, didn't I? I have to go past Southport Cricket Club, where Lancashire occasionally play. That's on the other side of the rail tracks. As I was driving, I looked to my right, and you could see the orange and purple just above the pavilion, and it looked stunning, but I couldn't stop. There was cars behind me and I had to pick Jess up. Otherwise I would have stopped. I might have even, if I took everything with me, I'm going to start doing that. Just leave the drone in the car. If I'm picking her up later on at night, leave the drone in the car and then see if I can pick some up. Some good video, because it looked incredible. Dusky pink, yours was vivid red, so the sky was on fire. By the time I was getting to get Jess, it was more purples and blues. It was a really, really strange but beautiful colour gradient. But I will put that video out with some tunage as and when I can. It'll just be a bit of Horace Haiku with some boss trip-hop tunes, man, banging tunes. and then a little bit of driving. Hopefully in the second half of the video you might be able to see a bit more mist. A bit more mist. Only a little bit though. Not a huge amount, just a bit. But it did look absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And coming home, of course, getting to Bentham's Way, which is normally, it's misty there when it's daylight and sunny. That's how bad that is. That was pretty misty, but I don't think the camera picked that up too well. I need to find out how you film mist without filming through mist, because the cameras are just too good. And I've been watching more videos on cameras because I'm not close to buying one, even though I shouldn't. Have I started the Mankman video yet? I haven't, because it needs to be outside to record it. And unfortunately it's been too bleeding cold. And it's going to be even colder tomorrow. But I think I might get out of... hang on, one sec. I think this might be coming out of hiding. A proper Parker Lambretta. Lambretta make good Parkers and scooters, so yes, I think that might be coming out tomorrow. Even though the smock is fantastic, that's a lot longer and it has fur on the inside and it'll cover me back, because I'm an old man now, aren't I? I don't want to get a chill on my kidneys. You saw a film, a reel for the fog filming. Get tiff fog, will you? Share it next time you see a good mod nonce. Thank you, Steve, thank you. It's nice that though. And it's long, so it covers your back and your kidneys, the top of your thighs. I haven't worn it with me. Where's me? I've got me Trilby thing, haven't I? I might wear it with me Trilby for you tomorrow. See how that looks. How are you feeling, Steve? How are you feeling? How's Helen? How's Rubes? Are you all right? Are you getting there? Yes, how's our Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field and coughing while she does too. Getting there, you're so chesty. It's that horrible, isn't it? When you can't get rid of it. And then you're constantly coughing, so you end up with sore ribs and a sore side and what have you. I know Jackie sent me a message earlier. She's been on the antibiotics and she feels like it's not fixing anything. So she's going back to the doctor and complaining about that. So it sounds like everybody's suffering. My boss got back to work yesterday after being off over Christmas and had to finish early, and she's had to finish early again today. So she's not feeling well. Just seems that everyone's suffering from some kind of malady. I was off yesterday and spent most of the day asleep. And I could have done today as well, because I'm not feeling great. I'm very tremory today. Very tremory. Have you any work on at the moment in this weather? I wouldn't be working in this weather if I was feeling well, never mind anything else. Right, the heating come on at 7 o'clock and now I'm fucking melting, man. Helen's still coughing a bit. Rubes just cut a paw pad, so you're all under the weather. Oh, man. Good start to the year, eh? Hopefully that's it over and done with. Get all the bad luck out the way. Get yourself feeling good afterwards. I'm thinking that the orange smock might have to come off fairly soon because I'm now starting to get too bloody hot. Typical. And even worse, because all the snow went in my boot the other day, I bought myself a little tiny cheap little space heater thing, which I was going to reverse the car up the driveway, plug it in the little electric spot round the side and leave that in the back of the boot, dry it all out. And I've been sat here freezing all day, and the thing is in the box over there, which I could have used. I could have actually put it to the test. So we'll do that tomorrow. And if it's shit, it goes in the bin of my arse. It's only 15 quid or something. It was worth the risk. Well worth the risk. Hello to the 6,000 people watching on Twitch. There's not 6,000 people watching on Twitch. Mandy's flying solo over there again. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it like that. You are good. Glad someone is. Jeez. Repointing work. The holiday, so the owners are on holiday in Laos, so you put it back a couple of weeks to give yourself a chance to recover. Very, very wise. If you don't need to do it in a rush, don't do it in a rush. Health must come first. Health is wealth, after all, remember that. If I set fire to my boot, it is there, it will be right there. If anything starts to happen, I will smell it before it goes on fire. And it is literally only a little fan heater. Just blows out a little bit of warm air. But with the boot fairly shut, just close down a bit so it keeps some of the heat in. It will dry it off enough where I won't start getting it smelling all musty. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want it all musty. And I still haven't texted Ian. Please, can I bring my car in and get it sorted? Please, Ian, please. I've caved as well, lads and lady lads. Thermos is back. Only because you can fit a full greedy cup in a thermos. You can't in the smeg. I had a gamble because I forgot that I was streaming. So I made this a little bit later than normal. And then had to put the lid on it. What do you reckon? Am I going to burn my face off? Yes or no? Oh. Oh. Am I doing a watch along tomorrow night? If I'm home, I will do. My dad hasn't been out for weeks to the pub on a Thursday night. I doubt he'll be going, but you never know. If he does go out, I'll have to take him there and back. If not, I might do a watch along because why not watch me suffer? Pointless suffering on my own, isn't it? But I'll ask him. You'll probably find out at some point in the afternoon tomorrow. I'll try and schedule it as quickly as I can if I'm doing it. We will get beat. I hope you know that we will get beat. It's on the iPlayer, isn't it? On Fire Player, as they say up here. Fussball. Stop moaning, Mandy. You'd be happy if it was the Great British Knit-Off, wouldn't you? A cheeky ninja in the area. We could have a cheeky ninja, couldn't we? Sorted, mate. We shall see. It'll be funny to watch us lose to Barry Fry and the Mighty Posh. Is he still involved with them? Funny fella, him. Heard some very, very funny stories about him in his time as Peterborough manager, owner, chairman, bus driver, kit man, everything. He's done everything there, hasn't he? Is Darren McAnthony still involved? He was a bit of an odd boy, him. Funny, but just not your typical club owner either. A strange club, Portsmouth. Peterborough. See, posh Peterborough, Portsmouth, Pompey. My head's gone west. Strange club, Peterborough. It'd make more sense if they were higher up the league, just to get them involved in the lunacy. I wouldn't mind playing them regularly. Barry Cryer came to mind. Barry Cryer should always come to mind. I have been watching loads and loads and loads and loads of episodes of the Kenny Everett video cassette and the Kenny Everett what do you call it? Kenny Everett television show. Written by Barry Cryer, and it's so funny. You had the result against Liverpool. You did, Barnsley. You did, mate. I was delighted that you did. I was very, very pissed off with he who cannot drive anymore, because he missed that chance right at the end. But know what I mean? Yes, Fergie Jr. has been sacked by Posh 6 times, and he always keeps coming back. It's like an abusive marriage, isn't it, with them two? I just can't quit you. They've had some good players there over the years, though. And whenever I've seen them live on telly, on Sky, playing in the EFL, they always seem to play some good football as well. Was it Ivan Toney came through there, didn't he? Is Fergie back there at the moment? Who's involved at it's not fucking Portsmouth. It's Peterborough. Let's have a look. Peterborough United. It is. Darren McAnthony is still the chairman. Darren Ferguson is still the manager. You could go back at any stage in the last 5 years and that would not be the case for either of them. Who else is involved? Club officials. Director of Football, Barry Fry. Operations Manager is by someone called Vacant. Bizarre. Paul Gerrard is the goalkeeping coach. Ex-Everton keeper. Oh, man. Ryan Semple. Why do I know his name? Yep. Paul Gerrard. Fucking useless. 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 There you go. Louise, how you doing? Lots of practice at the coughs. Must be getting better. You'll know all about that, won't you? At the Cumbu Ice, the Cumbu Icefall. That's what you get, isn't it? When you climb up that big mountain, Mount Pendle, 38,000 feet. Cumbu Ice Cough, the Cumbu Cough they call it, the Cumbu Icefall, which won't be there much longer. That thing that is the most dangerous part of climbing Mount Everest won't be there much longer because it'll melt. There's a proper old trippy hippie dude who's a mountaineer who he's on YouTube, Mountain Mysteries, I think his channel is, and there you go. He was talking all about it. He'd gone to somewhere else with Conrad Anker, who's a very, very highly regarded American climber, and he went somewhere to go and have a look at this this other glacier somewhere else. So he couldn't believe where it'd gone to. It used to be here, now it's up there, like miles that direction. India, it might have been this glacier. Yeah, it was somewhere that feeds the Ganges, this huge glacier. And it's now disappeared, know what I mean? We're going to suffer. We are going to suffer. What are you doing awake at this reasonable hour? It's a good question. What he's doing, Louise, is being entertained, of course. Of course. Casper, how you doing? I saw my arse yesterday as well. Facebook is about 2 days away from getting deleted. Sick and tired of it, man. I don't even go on there, and when I do, it's just full of shite. Hate it. Hate it. Can't hate it. You ran out of Cavonia, so Helen bought you some more, but it's different. Been brilliant for your chest, but tastes like shite. I think I would put up with that. There's a certain tipping point, isn't there, where, do you know what, I'm not even bothered. Inject it into my eyeballs. I'm sick of feeling like this. I do like the normal, sort of average, run-of-the-mill cough medicine taste. There's a certain kind of thing, you know, there's a vibe about it, isn't it? Quite like it. I quite like it. Better than that. What was it? The pale, lemony yellow shite that we used to get as kids. Hated the taste of that, but proper full-on adult cough medicine. Oh, give me that. It's good shizzle. Made Helen laugh and then coughing and farting. Nice to know. I'm helping you improve yourself. That's what it is. Get it all out. Get it all out. I'm worth it. Smeg aren't big enough. I think I just about got that right. Any more and my face would currently be melting, and we can't have that. New Year's resolution, you stopped smoking everything. On a health kick, oh man, I feel your pain. I was until I made the mistake of watching a video yesterday. How long does stroke recovery take? And this proper expert was talking about it. Well, you're going to be as good as you can possibly be within 2 years. Anything on top of that's a bonus. For fuck's sake, man. This is as good as it gets, is it really? Brilliant. When you worked in a chemist, you had a really big bottle of drain cleaner you used to pour into 200-metre bottles to sell for coughs. Wish you could remember what it's called. Are we talking something along the lines of, I don't know, domestos? Kills 99.9% of all germs, including coughs. Louise, when you said you worked in the chemist, are we talking like Breaking Bad working in a chemist? Because I can imagine you fully hazmat suited up. Commiserations indeed. Laugh, cough, fart sounds like your type of eat, pray, love. It does, doesn't it? It's more accessible, I think, as well. It's the atheist's version of that. Drain cleaner. If it cleans drains, you know, imagine what it'll do for your pipes, your tubes. There's got to be something we can take. I'm looking forward to the first person coming in saying, what you really should do is get some oil of heather and just put it onto your earlobes. You'll be fine in a couple of days. No. Proper old style chemist with the mahogany drawers with glass knobs. Louise was a knob puller in a previous life. I know what you mean. There's a mate of ours. I used to work with a couple of lads who were in the pub. And a mate of ours has a shit ton of chemists all around the northwest. And we used to go to his old ones, rip them out, and make them habitable for human conditions, stuff, thing, you know, healthy place to work. We're always finding stuff like that. Stuff that we put down toilets, that we shouldn't put down toilets. The one in Birkenhead, he just said, throw it all in a skip. We can't throw these in a skip, it's all bottles. You went, hey, I'm a chemist, I'm telling you, nothing will happen, throw it in the skip. So we threw all the stuff in the skip, followed by a washing machine, a cooker and something else, and then the thing exploded on the back of the lorry on the way down Balls Road in Birkenhead. That could have happened while we were doing it. I was in the fucking skip, smashing all these bottles to pieces. And then we decided amongst us that it was the soda water that we threw in there. That was the thing that kicked it all off. Ali Ali-o, no worries. Don't run too quickly. Watch your laces. If this is as good as it gets, don't dwell on it. Yep. I have recovered to the point where I am now. So as I was lying there in the hospital, getting hoisted out, like I was the catch of the day on a dockside, hoisted out so I could. I wasn't even going to have a shower, was it? I had one shower in hospital in 2 months. Mind you, that's because I'm a perv and I like the bed baths, obviously. Yeah, at least now I can go upstairs, have a shower, and get in the car and go where I want, do my own shopping. So it's a huge improvement. So I'm not. If this is as good as it gets, then I'll have to learn to live with it, and I have so far. Plus, yin yang. If it stays like this, blue badge for life. Instead of running out next year, oh man, I've got so used to that. I am going to be absolutely bollocks, aren't I? Apart from the fact that we're moving to the new stadium. So hopefully I'll be a little bit fitter, if nothing else. And then I'll feel all right getting the train down to Sandhills and then walking from there to the stadium. Hopefully I'll be all right. You found some dried poppy pods in one, was sworn to secrecy. Ooh. I say. There must be some really dodgy shit in chemists up and down the land. Proper. Man, do you worked in the office of an old-style ironmonger's? Nails from drawers, measured on old-fashioned scales into paper bags. I'll have a quarter of nails. Tungsten tip. That's the way it should be. We need to bring that back. There's a sitcom, isn't there? Or there was. 80s sitcom, Ever-Decreasing Circles. With Richard Bryars, Penelope Wilton, Peter Egan, all them people in it. And he was a bit like that. Go into a proper old-fashioned ironmonger's to go and buy one nail because he needed one nail. Do you want it wrapped? Yes, please. That kind of thing. But that's the way it should be. That's why us of a certain generation and those older than us are able to talk to each other and to other people. We had social interaction. Weren't just sat in your ma's box room and your bills, eating your Dominoes and ordering stuff off Amazon. Which reminds me, I'll order something off Amazon later. I'll do that when I eat my pizza. But yeah, we used to actually go up to places and speak to people. How do you find it easy to talk to people? Because Amazon didn't exist when I was a kid. That's why we spoke to people. Spoke to old fuckers on the bus. People that were in the war. And as a kid, just speak to them. Why? Because the bus was boring. There was no such thing as... Well, Walkmans were just out, weren't they? But, you know, you weren't sat there on your phone because you never had a phone. I predate phones. So you talk to the person who's on there. All right, lad, what's happening? Fought in the war, you know. That kind of thing. Brilliant. I can reapply for it. I can, but only if I'm still knackered. I love my raspberry badge. I love it. Yeah, when I was lying in bed, I didn't imagine getting to watch Everton, getting 0 on a weekly basis, and I'm there. I also didn't realise how good Douwe Egbert's coffee could taste while you're freezing cold. It's amazing. Casper, you should stop smoking. It's bad for you. Bad for your health. Joey, how you doing, bud? Look at the Four Candles shop. We need them shops back, we really do. If nothing else, just for those particular... That's one of the best things ever at Four Candles, isn't it? Ronnie Barker is the greatest to ever do it. Closely followed by Leonard Rossiter. You know what I mean? There's that much in it, but... Porridge, Rise and Damp, two of my most favourite shows in history, ever, ever, ever. In Sheringham, there's an old family shop where it's a bit like that. Nails in bags. Blythes and Wright. Lovely old shop. Sells everything. Blythes and Wright sounds like an old school shop, doesn't it? Proper. I love that. And hopefully you don't call it B&W's. Give it its full title. Stop for 5 to 6 years and start it again like an idiot. Do you know what? I can't say anything. I've never smoked in my life, so I can't tell you you're wrong or it's easy or anything like that. So if you can do it, you can do it, and it's better for your health. But if you can't, can you? Simple as that. Your old pharmacy opened in 1783 and closed up when you were a teenager. Still rocking all the old looking cabinets. Go ahead. It was until COVID, a museum with a garden cafe. Has a for rent sign on it. Rent it, man. Imagine that. If you had decent money coming in, just rent it and have that as your studio. Every shelf crammed, stuff hanging from the ceiling. And the assistants knew where everything was and what it did. And if it wasn't in the shop, I knew we had one somewhere. Give me a second and just walk out the back and then come back with 17 ladders on the back or something. It's bizarre. Yeah, we need more of that. Bring that back. It's groovy, man. I love stuff like that. That's why I was talking about my nan's back room. That my granddad had was full of stuff. I was talking about it the other day, wasn't I? That was like an Aladdin's cave. It was just a door into a normal bedroom, you thought, and as you'd opened it up, it was like fucking Narnia. But every nut, bolt, and screw. He worked in Fords, so a lot of stuff like that came home with him. Not every nut, bolt, screw, every hammer, screwdriver, 27 different types of chisel. Who needs 27 fucking chisels, man? But someone gave me a little scooter. Not like a Razor scooter, not an electric scooter. This is 1970 odd. Just an old fashioned, put one foot on and then fall flat on your face. And he took it with him to work, to Ford's. And when it came back, it had a brand new paint job from the lads who'd paint the cars. Absolutely stunning looking thing. And about 14 coats of this glorious metallic fleck stuff on it. And it was 14 clear coats on it. It was stunning, pinstriped and everything. That's not even the same scooter. It is. Absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not that kind of granddad. Well, I'm not a granddad for a start, but you know what I mean. Just as kids, I'll just be able to go, right, I don't know how to do that, mate. I'll buy you a new one. That'll be about it, Ronnie. Well, really won't it? I can't even fucking speak, man. Ali, your week has been snowy, frosty ice, and now foggy. It was really foggy where I am today. In fact, it's now crystal clear. Marvellous. I tried to record it. I recorded it. There's no fog on it because the camera's too good. Marvellous. It's -5, -3 over there. It was -1 today. Just saying earlier, it was 1 degree yesterday and there was ice everywhere and it was really dangerous to drive. It was -1 today and it didn't feel anywhere near as cold and the roads were completely clear. Not a bit of ice anywhere. It's mad, but it felt so much colder. Picking her up earlier on. As soon as the sun went down, oh man. I still got the original sign over the door saying Apothec. It's been spelled without the H for 100 years. It's got to keep it that way. Not getting above 0 for 15 days, isn't it a ball ache? We can't really moan about it either because we don't really get it that bad, to be honest with you. Bucket of hot chocolate, please. Ali, there you go. Do you believe in miracles? Should stop with those damn cigarettes. It's a terrible, terrible habit. It's not good for you. But if you can't stop, you can't stop, can you? A Google later and you think it was Volkerdine Linctus. Oh, right. So it's a Linctus. So it is an actual decongestant. No longer available due to the opiate content. Is that what the poppy pods were for? All right. This is homemade stuff. Helen, there's no longer snow in the boot. There isn't. There was yesterday when I opened it up to have a look if there was any in there. There was. And I couldn't get it out because my hand was still knackered. So I took the basket to where I keep all my cleaning materials, and there was loads in that still cold enough to keep it as ice and snow. Emptied everything out, turned it upside down, put all my stuff back in boot. So the boot's a little bit moist, shall we say, a bit moist. So I bought my little heater. I am going to put that in. Probably not tomorrow because it's going to be -4. I've got no intention of sitting outside while it's -4, trying to defrost the inside of my car. But yeah, it was, as soon as it happened, it was in slow motion. Oh, right. But life's lessons learned, you know what I mean? Packet of Amber Leaf, breaking strain of a Kit Kat, Barnsley, breaking strain of a Kit Kat. Isn't that goth backy anyway, that? That's what goth girls smoke, isn't it? It is freezing it proper. -8 there now. You still have it deep and crisp and even, yes. Mind you, I'm not surprised, 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle. Blowing a gale, freezing cold. Sherpa pissing off because I've had enough. Down to -10°C tonight. Wrap up warm. Lecky blanket on. Plenty of hot liquids. And now, I've been cold all day, and now sat here with me 2 hoodies on, t-shirt and a vest because I'm an owl bastard. It's too warm to be here. Close to -6 where you are, Casper. Have you joined the Greenland army yet to fight against the invading Americans? Fucking mad, isn't he, Trump? We'll take Canada into the States, really. Have they not got a say in this? And we'll take Greenland and where else? Fuck off, will you? A virtual smoke to go with virtual drinks in a virtual pub. And that'll be virtually healthy for you as well. -8 up hill. It's even worse than that, isn't it? It's hill. Penn and Dell are both hill, followed by hill. Hill. And do you know what? It's only there. It is literally just fucking there. You can see it. One good goal kick will probably hit the top of Mount Pendle. Mind you, it's 38,000 feet up, like, you know what I mean? In the movie Dumb and Dumber, which one was dumb and which one was dumber? That's a very good question. Because, I don't know, one wasn't remotely more intelligent than the other, were they? Or were they both dumb and they thought the other one was dumber? Maybe that's what it is. It is the future. I've seen it. It's a smoke sensation. The UK has got wintry for the first time since about 2011. Louisa's sweating her bits off in her fleecy gym jams with the 10.5 Tog quilt. One of, I think she said there's about 400 of them she's got in the house at the moment. So much so that there's one room that's just entirely full of quilts. And if you go in there, you can bounce off the walls. It's amazing. If you get called up back to active duty in Greenland wars, nothing personal, just got to do what your country says. If you're going to do that, make sure that you wear a lot of layers because it's bloody cold in Greenland. Just fucking mad though, isn't it? 2025, I think it's about time that we stopped all this empire building. We can say this as well from actual experience in Britain. Empires don't work. After a while, the person who you own see their arse and then kick off, and then you get kicked out of their country, and then you have to pay them loads of money afterwards. It's bizarre. Know what I mean? You never again hear the phrase, fill your boots without laughing at me. Thank you very much, Mandy. Thank you for laughing at my pain. Kirsty, siding boorish, which loosened cheek clench, perishing Cairo verification. I think I've heard that's a lyric, isn't it? Yeah, truth be told, 95% of American troops would freeze to death in Greenland. You don't get that kind of cold. You don't. It's stupid as well, isn't it? I mean, there's cold, and there's, are you having a fucking laugh kind of cold. There's no need for it. There's no need for people to live in places that are that cold, and yet they do. Well, I can go and catch a walrus and it'll feed us all for about 3 weeks. Sound, mate. We just nip to the supermarket and go and buy stuff that feeds us for about a month. And we can do so while wearing flip-flops. And we don't have to sew the kids into the coats and what have you. But it's lovely, it looks amazing. Depends on who's watching the film. It does, the film. Are people coming from Gdansk to see the film? You've got a base in northern Greenland. You do. Thule Air Base. Used to send the rations up to that base when you were stationed in New Jersey. Packets of produce and beer and all yeah. It's there's a good thing going on with Greenland and Denmark with that. You would have thought the goodwill that's been pushed the way of the states, they wouldn't be rocking the boat really. That's what I would have thought anyway. But I'm not in charge, so know what I mean. Just at 6 million people a few days ago. Is there a big clock on the side of a building somewhere watching it tick over? 3, 2, 1, hey! Go on. Hang on, you sent me a video from Donald. Where's his trousers? What the bejesus is this? What's going on? Is this at the moment? Well, not at the moment, you know what I mean? It's pitch black, but is this... Oh, my word. That is... Fucking watch this, man. That is stupidly beautiful. It doesn't even look like it's Ireland. Well, that bit does, but you know what I mean? That is absolutely stunning. Stunning. You did the math. If you were to buy Greenland for 1 trillion, that's 150,000 American for every man, woman and child in Denmark and Greenland. Would they go for it though? He wants to buy Greenland because it'll... Well, didn't it used to be the United States? And he's trying to empire build to keep people on side, I think, by the look of it. Nuuk, Greenland, has the same yearly average temperature as Ulaanbaatar, the Mongolian capital. That's 20 lines of latitude further south. That's a very dry place as well, isn't it? Mongolia. It is a very, very strange place. There's a great travel show series thing on Amazon called Departures. 2 young Canadian lads just going around the world. And they went to Mongolia. It looks the kind of place where you could have a proper adventure, but I would be shitting myself on a regular basis, worrying about what's going on. It was earlier today, it looks lovely. Like watching Nuuk Airport on TV. Does anything happen there? CCTV. Local zoo in Cleveland's on fire. What's going on in the States at the moment, man? Southern California's on fire as well, isn't it? Terrible, man. You've seen a feed as well, man. The party zooming in on is Crowpatrick. All right. I do want to go there. Not Crowpatrick in particular, but that part of Ireland, the west coast, Galway, the Cliffs of Moher, all those places with weird names like McGillicuddy Reeks and all that stuff, just to go and have a squiz. All you can hear is the Lord of the Rings in your head. Steve, are we talking about the Tolkien one, or the other one that you have to rent off the fella who comes round and brings dodgy cassettes in the back of his Ford Escort? It is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? There's a reason why so many films are filmed in the likes of Ireland, Wales and Scotland. You can make a lot of places look exactly like other places in the world. Liverpool, for example, is often used as New York, Chicago, when you're doing like Al Capone type films and you can't get a permit to film in Chicago or like a New York kind of thing. They often come over and film it by us, by our work. And it was also for one of the... It was turned into Russia for some film, which was bizarre. Finished work on Friday night, had a few beers and went home. Come into work on Monday morning and the entire street was Russia. All the signs were different. All the telephone kiosks have been changed to other things. It's fucking strange, man. Looked brilliant, but very strange. USA tried to buy Greenland in '46 for a bunch of gold. There's lots of stuff underneath Greenland. I think that's why they want it, really, isn't it? It was the part that they were renovating so no animals were hurt. Fingers crossed. Man, does Croagh-Patrick mean belong to Patrick? If it does, you're claiming it on behalf of your dad. Is one huge mountain not enough for you, Louise? You visited the Ring of Kerry and the Cliffs of Moher in 1999. It looks amazing. And it annoys the life out of me that I've never been over there. It is literally, it's not even an hour on a flight. Just silly. Why have I not been there? I mean, Belfast from Liverpool's only 35 minutes on a flight. And you can get off and go to the Giant's Causeway. Have I done that? Have I shite? Grab the barbecue sauce and get in there. Go on, get in there. Paleo it. Just get in. I'm doing a paleo. Waste not, want not. Where's the ostrich? Where's the ostrich? Don't know, mate. As you're sitting there eating a 6-foot drumstick. No idea, lad. Pass us a beer. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It upset a lot of people in the kingdom. There's lots of that going on at the moment. And it's just going to get worse as well. I mean, Musk is an absolute twat. And he's just trying to push things as far as he can. And now Zuckerberg's come out and said, yeah, we don't like facts. We'd rather not have fact checkers. On a site that has already been involved in the Cambridge Analytica scandal and has been involved in 3 so far, is it? 3 elections and the Brexit referendum. Now, we don't really want facts. Just 2 fuckwits who've watched The Simpsons and seen Hank Scorpio and thought, you know what, we've got the money to actually do that. One day they will buy a volcano and build a lair underneath it. Hopefully they don't empty it out first and just jump in there. Almost said a word there that I shouldn't do. Yeah, watch out if they start selling cheap burgers. That's what normally happens, isn't it, when you go to away games? Animals go missing and you buy your burger. The transition for Croch into English means crooked. All right. Crooked Patrick. That's not your dad, is it? Crooked Patrick. Went to the Giant's Causeway in 2022. Got a hoodie from there. Man. We went there because of work. We had to spend a week there at a time we went over there twice. So the only thing we could do is go into work of a morning, work till 5 or 6, go and have something to eat and then go on the ale. Didn't really have much of a chance to do anything else. I'd love to go back just as a bit of a touristy kind of thing. Yeah, so do you know your dad there too, do they? Is always that Crooked Patrick. Always run away from ostriches and throw TNT at them. That's all you need to know from Mario Brothers too. Trying to get rid of moderators. I hate this thing about free speech. It's fucking stupid, man. Free speech is so important. It's not. Pretty much everywhere's got free speech. Some places have speech with consequence. That's the only thing. In the same way, if you walked up to, I don't know, Mike Tyson and used the N-word to him, you'd find out the consequences of your free speech would be getting smacked in the mouth. And then Musk, of course, the arbiter of free speech, is the one that's getting rid of people on Twitter, left, right and centre. Anyone who disagrees with him, blocked or kicked off. It's not free speech. It's two little spoiled rich boys who've got no friends whatsoever trying to, I don't know, having a dick swinging competition, I suppose, isn't it? Bellends. Maybe that's how the fire started. That's it, yeah, there you go. How did it start? Well, there was an ostrich and there was TNT involved. That's all you need to know. Yeah, the Greenlanders, look how the Canadians or the Alaskan Inuits are treated. By law, no one who isn't native to Greenland can own land there. Of course, that would be changed if the place was bought. Oh, our lips are sealed. Fun Boy 3, bit of Terry Hall. I love Terry Hall. Bit of Terry Hall. Can't beat the voice. Yeah, the Greenlanders wanted independence from Denmark at some point. Well, it's been mentioned, hasn't it? Have they had a referendum at some point? That's everywhere in the world, isn't it? Anywhere where you're a kingdom or you are a land connected to somewhere else, there'll always be talk about that. Musk's like a supervillain out of a badly written comic book. He is. He hasn't got any mates, you can tell. If he had, one of them would have had him up against the wall by the throat and going, wind your fucking neck in now. He needs a scouse mate. Oi, bollocks. What? Shh. That's all you need to hear. I'm not on a soapbox. Can we sell Scotland to Trump? The Scots don't want Trump anywhere near them as well. Have you seen all the stuff that he did up there? Circumvented what he was supposed to be doing, and he bought loads of things to ruin the ecology of the place with his golf courses. That's what we need, isn't it, really, in the UK? More golf courses. 1.1% of the land, the total land in the UK, is taken up by housing. Over 2% is taken up by golf courses. Almost twice as much land for golf courses as for housing. And then we keep telling people that we're full. Just fucking get rid of a few golf courses. There's about 12 round here. We don't need them. Just about 25 rich, semi-rich twats in Volvos who go there. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a nice jumper. Where'd you get that from? Fucking hate golf. I didn't used to hate it until I moved here. Moved here in 1991 and we had the British Open at Royal Birkdale, and from that second onwards I hated golf. The entire town was just taken up with golf wankers and you couldn't drive anywhere, you couldn't move anywhere. Just, But he does, I think Trump owns it. Well, he doesn't own much, does he, to be honest with you? Trump doesn't really own anything. All the hotels with his name on are owned by other people. For such a fantastic businessman who's gone bankrupt 6 times, and who, during the golden age of casinos in Las Vegas, was the only one to make a loss. Just all you have to do was put a fishing net outside your bedroom window and you pull it back in with hundreds of thousands of dollars. He made a loss. It's a fucking aegis. Fucking aegis. No word from Tom to Tom yet. Not yet, no. Some Greenlanders want independence, but it's not feasible or sustainable for them. Yeah, they've basically been hunters and fishers up to the 50s in many villages, and 25% of their, all right, the national product is aid, right? That's the kind of thing where you need to be careful as well, I suppose, with that. If this idea of being independent, yeah, we want independence because we used to be. And then when you get it, oh shit, we can't afford to pay for anything. Well, yeah, because it was all subsidised by other people. Oh, can we get back? Well, no, you can't now. Tough. There's a lady golfer on your show who just announced she's having a baby. Ooh, who's that? I've got no idea about lady golf. I don't even know golf, to be honest with you. Man, you're not bad at golf games. Are we talking games, not playing golf? Went to Trump Plaza in Atlantic City in 95. You were 18 and snuck in. That's how you do it. Is Atlantic City, is that really as bad as people make out? Is it the real den of iniquity? Every time you hear Atlantic City, there's just stories about it being some really sleazy place. I reckon I'd love it there. Jackie's still sick, she is. Not doing well at all. Yeah, you all know some Greenlanders. There's loads of connections. Similar kind of thing with us, isn't it? In England, we're all vaguely Irish and Welsh at some point, or at least we know them. Can you travel to Greenland without a passport? Good question. Can you? Is it classed as Europe? Or is it a bit like, I don't know, well, it won't be in the Schengen area, will it, for a start? Louise, you're crap at golf, but you're left-handed. You can never find anyone with the correct clubs for you to play with. You're not buying just to see if you like it. Correct. My daughter's left-handed. She writes left-handed because we didn't think it was right to start whipping her and caning her to use her right. But I said to her, use your right hand to play guitar, because that way there's guitars all around this house. Just go and pick one up and play it whenever you feel like. So she has. So she did. An EA Sports type of golf. It's in the game. Right. I didn't have you pegged as an EA Sports type chick, to be honest with you, Mandy. Atlantic City is no worse than Philly or New York. Yeah, I didn't think it would be, but it's just weird how it's always got this little bit of a reputation where people from New York look down their noses at it and you think, it's fucking New York, man. How can you look down your nose at anyone? Considering what goes on in New York, you know what I mean? Never been there, but about 99% of the true crime stuff that I listen to has got New York involved at some point. Maryland as well. I didn't realise, jeez, until I started talking to the likes of Dan and Angie and that. I then all of a sudden realised that there's ID channel or crime and investigation about every other or 2 out of 3 of the shows dealing with people being unalived happened in Maryland. What? Where do they live in here, man? Most clubs would loan you some to try. There you go. Have a go. Go to a driving range. You rent all the gear there anyway, don't you? Don't you? I don't know. Casper, you don't need a passport to go to Greenland, but is that just because you're going from Denmark? There is a joke about a hole-in-one in there. Was Tiger Woods anywhere near her? Is she blonde? US citizens don't need a visa for tourist or business travel to Greenland. Or is this part of the sort of the deal with them? All right, pretty handy, isn't it? Ali Ali, you've sent me the reason why Croagh is called Croagh. Why it's called Croagh. Here we go, then. The name Croagh comes from the Irish Cruachpadric, meaning Patrick's Stack. The mountain is known locally as the Reek, from rick or stack. Turf and hay are traditionally stacked in open-air ricks, similar to the mountain shape. Right. In pre-Christian times, Croagh was known as Crichen Isle. Crichen Isle is that? Right, so it looks like a haystack. It does, doesn't it? That'll be why. All right. Well, now we know. I like that. I like that. I like it. Donald, how you doing, bud? Just seeing the video that you sent Ali. Lovely, lovely stuff. Seen some wild stuff in Baltimore. I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised. Even Dan was talking about going there for a comedy show. And it was like, get in, get out, get the job done, SAS style. Co-workers were locked in the hotels in Baltimore during the riot. Fucking hell, man. Yes, avoid. Like the plague. Right, so you just need some form of picture ID, a driver's licence. Pretty much then, I suppose like we can go to Northern Ireland without needing a passport. Although I always take one anyway, just in case. Because you never know, do you? Choose strife, Jeff. Right, fair enough. Ah, the new profile pic is class. It is. It's fantastic. That looks beautiful. Bit jealous. Of course you are, Louise. Bit jealous. 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle. The wind blowing a hoolie. Sherpa's annoyed with you. Not surprised. Yeah, Dane going from one place in the realm to another. Very, very handy. Very handy. Dress warm going there, though. Would you be liking a bucket of tea? There's gold. A load of gold in Croagh. Bloody hell. Get yourself out there, man. With the old shovel. Travel is definitely much easier with a passport. Although with Europe, well, it used to be with Europe, it wasn't that bad. Just get in your car and drive. Go where you wanted to until you reach somewhere strange. Switzerland or somewhere bizarre. A bucket or something would be... well, you can have yourself a bucket of tea if you want something nice and warm. Steve, Helen and you were playing golf one day and Helen got hit by a ball walking to the second tee. When he told the doctor she was hit between the two holes, he said, "Who am I going to get a plaster? How am I going to get a plaster on that? Hang on.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Did he tell you to stay out the rough and watch out for the water hazard? This thing on. Got new driver's license requirements in the States. What are they bringing in now? There's buckets. Wherever you want in a bucket, we can do in a bucket. Most flights from Europe go to Reykjavik in a commercial airliner. Alright, then a little smaller plane goes over Thijskap to Nuuk. It was over 25C a few summers ago in southern Greenland. It's fucking crazy. Greenland, by the way, is absolutely massive. Doesn't look it, does it on the map? Go and get a globe and have a look how big it is. It's fucking huge. Yeah, when you're in Spain, you drove to Portugal, there's not even a checkpoint. It's the Schengen thing. Europe is open. And it makes sense if you live there, especially if you're somewhere like where Hadewig is. It's Belgium's just over the road, Germany's just round the corner, Luxembourg is not that far away. There's a place down near where she is, or a little bit further south, near Maastricht, I think it is, where you can stand in 3 countries at once. It's bizarre. Louise, you want a beer? Do you want to flirt with that, love? Mother's visited a childhood friend who lives in Arizona. She was home in Denmark because her mum turned 101. Jeez. Proper heavy that, isn't it? 101. Bucket of Cavonia and night nurse on drip. Definitely. That'll work wonders. Vodka and night nurse works really well. Could walk across Luxembourg in a day. I probably couldn't. Most normal people could. But it is really small, Luxembourg, isn't it? I had a look watching the European nations football with teams like Gibraltar and Liechtenstein and teams like that. There's so many of them that you could fit into one stadium in the Premier League. That's how small the country is. In fact, there was one game where you could fit both countries' entire populations into the stadium at once to watch the game, and there'd still be room. I forget who that was. Fucking mad, innit? Like, you know, we have 30,000 people in our country. Fucking hell, we get 40,000 people a week at home for every Everton game, and we're shite. Mandy, we're just writing you want a magic bucket. Maybe not. Can you get magic buckets? What you do to get that? Do you have to go to the doctor for that one, do you? Lived in Arizona for 10 months with the service back in 2007. Was it warm by any chance? Try getting the US ambassador to Luxembourg on the show, never heard back. They can't find him. He's gone missing. Can't find him anywhere. You could shout from one end of Luxembourg to the other, Jimmy! I've got no idea what his name is. Jimmy! On the phone here, lad. The 101-year-old woman is a devout Christian, and your mother once saw her faint when your mum's friend at 16 told her she wasn't a virgin anymore. Fucking hell. Be careful going around the world if that's what you're at. Angie, how you doing? How's things? A bit of magic touch. Very magic. How do you deal with the heat in places like that? I went over to, I think it was the second time we went to Los Angeles. We ended up going to Death Valley. Done a bit of a trip out there. And that was so hot it didn't even feel hot. You know what I mean? When it's that hot you don't even realise how hot it is. It's just, I am currently passing away from the heat. Just get back in the car, go on, you'll be alright. San Diego was still bloody hot. Did a bit of work there for someone while we were over. There's a little play area, like a sand slide, climbing frame, all that kind of stuff. And all the aggregate and concrete that had been used was left in the sand. Go in and get rid of all of it and fill it up with new sand. So we ended up filling up the back of a pickup, fucking huge pickup, taking it out to the desert, launching it out the back, and getting a load more sand and bringing it back. It was mad. Did 4 days work in one morning. Some Canadian fellow was in charge. You English guys are crazy. The alpha's gone, what are you on about? Why are you working so hard? I said, we're not working hard. This is just a normal day's work. And the reason why we're out this time of the morning, so it's not too hot. Oh, I can't keep up with you. Well, go and sit in there and shut up. Just got on with it. We could have made a fortune over there. Pretty much sat in the air conditioning. Yeah. For office jobs are always fantastic for that, aren't they? Nothing else you can do, man. Bought a magic bucket once, turned out it just had a hole in the bottom. Ah. Death Valley's always fascinated you. It's crazy how it's the hottest place on earth during the day and the coldest place in history of a night in the same place. And there's scorpions and things that light up in the dark, following you around. And then they tell you it's a nice place to visit. Why? And it was actually very, very pretty. Very pretty. Yeah, the whole region, Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, desert as far as the eye can see. Got a friend who lives in Las Vegas, and she sent me a couple of pictures, sort of, was it 1950s, 1970s, 2000 and odds, and it was like a village, a town, a sprawling metropolis. Why would anyone want to live in the desert, apart from gambling money, obviously? There's a hole in me bucket, dear Jack, dear Jack. San Diego's the same latitude as southern Tunisia. I did not know that. Will that mean... I don't think it's further south than Cuba, is it? So I think Cuba still remains the furthest south I've been. San Diego wasn't too bad, right on the coast. Weather's usually lovely. I think it was, apart from we were getting a little bit further away from the coast, heading towards the desert, which was became a little bit, sort of a dry wind added to the heat. It was a bit much for me as well, being the fact I am intrinsically ginger. Really, I have a tinge of ginger to the minge. Went to San Diego Zoo. Helliest thing you've ever done in your goodness. Did any of that go on fire while you were there? Any of the ostriches go on fire there too? Because if there is, we're starting to notice a bit of a theme, if that's the case. Yep, should have told them that before you sold it to him. I've never been to San Francisco, but that looks hilly, doesn't it? Glasgow's the hilliest place I've been to, and I've been on actual hills. You couldn't play football in the street, could you, in San Francisco? One shot out of place and you'd be chasing after the ball for 6 months. Really strange there, someone shouting, close the door, you're letting the cold out. It is, isn't it? But true, yeah. Especially for us Brits. How's the weather in Connemara tonight? Is it lovely? Is it gorgeous? Or is it minus 500? The car condom is on. So I'll be alright in the morning. That made such a difference this morning. And what time am I out in the morning? I think she's in at 8 again tomorrow. Oh, she is 8 o'clock till 1, but she's waiting till 5 possibly. The coldest temperatures you get in winter in Siberia, unless you're in the southern hemisphere, of course. Death Valley's got one of the biggest night-day temperatures it has. I was exaggerating as well. It's not the hottest place on earth followed by the coldest place on earth, but it feels like it. The difference between the two. It's just fucking crazy. And it's strange how something that has got nothing there, that is completely bleak, can have quite a lot of wildlife there and is actually quite beautiful at the same time. Lots of strange colours in that there desert. Beautiful though. Very beautiful. There's a channel on YouTube called Ghost Town Living. It's about a lad living in a ghost mining town called Cerro Gordo in Death Valley. Or Cerro Gordo, sorry, it'll be on here, not Cerro. I speak Spanish with the Spanish inflection and then get confused when I go to South America. I've never been to South America, Cuba, and they don't speak it that way. Cerveza? What do you mean, cerveza? Cerveza? All right, sorry. Es muy interesante. Claro, claro. It's about 2 degrees at the moment. At least you're above freezing. What are we here? So I'm saying that now like I'm cold and I'm absolutely melting my bollocks off. -2 here. Feels like -4. Doesn't. The heating's on. I feel like I'm about to pass out. You can only imagine the heat. You've rarely been to places warmer than 38 C, 100F. It's if you're not used to it, it can really knock you sideways. But that works both ways. I used to live in the northeast of England, in Middlesbrough, and it'd be 1 or 2 degrees above freezing, and you'd be playing outside wearing t-shirt and shorts because you're used to it, and because we're pretty much used to a fair range of temperatures in the northern part of Europe where we all live. We don't tend to notice it too much unless it dips below. As soon as you start getting below sort of -2, -3, then we start moaning about it. Apart from that, we can deal with it really. And anything above, say about 35 to 38, we start moaning like fuck. -3 in Offaly. No rain. See, that's all right. If it's cold but it's dry, you can get away with it. If it's pissing down at the same time, it's horrific. That's probably why it was so bad yesterday. We'd had the snow, we'd had the hail. There was still snow on the ground. There was ice everywhere. And there was a little bit of hail after I come home as well. So there was that feeling in the atmosphere where it was cold and moist. Whereas today it was cold and dry. It was all right. Didn't mind that. There's definitely a pattern showing there. Joey the ostrich hunter. Like Dog the bounty hunter, only I'd rather watch that, to be honest with you. Louisa's temperature has dropped. It's now -9. Although she's having no problems whatsoever. Just put on an extra 4 or 5 duvets and you'll be sound. That's what happens when you're at altitude, doesn't it? That kind of altitude gets really cold. Molly's nearly halfway through a second lead. Oh man. Put the fire on. Keep the home fires burning, Louise. Go ahead. Get yourself a thermos cup. Keeps your beer cold and your tea hot, but not at the same time, unfortunately. Oh, Helen's just sent me a photo. Look at our poor Rubes there. Oh. Rubes watching me. Who's that knobhead on the telly there? Can you put Britain's Got Talent on instead, Mum? Get a chain. She won't chew it. Dogs will still chew chains, man. 2 hoodies, a top, a vest, plus central heating. No wonder I'm hot. Oh, thanks, Mandy. Mandy thinks I'm hot. I am feckin' roasting. Plus, a huge light. Although that doesn't really knock out much heat, to be honest with you. With it being a cob light. I've got my cob on. Dog the bounty hunter. It is literally, that is the only thing you could, the USA is the only place where you could get that. I always thought he was a WWE wrestler that had been kicked out or something. Just keep on being a heel somewhere. Coldest Cleveland ever was -20 Fahrenheit, -29 C. What? In 1993 and 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius in 1988. You remember both? Within 5 years as well. That's a hell of a swing, that, isn't it? That's bizarre. That 40 C. It's quite funny as well. We've been told for years by people that live in hot places, normally Texans, when we go on about 35 Celsius being really hot over here. No, it isn't. It's hotter than that in my fridge and stuff like that, you know. And then they come over here and come to London when it's 35 and they're almost phoning the police over how hot it is. We're just not set up for it. So when it does hit that hot, we struggle. All the houses are designed to keep heat in. No one's got AC. You can always see tourists in any city that they're in during a hot spell like that, just in supermarkets wandering around for about 4 hours because it's cold in there. Going to Iceland, the shop, not the place. Rubes. She does. Rubes. Loving it. Just you can hear in a minute. Mum, mum. Get him to do that Manchester accent again. Mum. There isn't a temp here that you can go for 5 minutes to smoke. You had minus 23 in 2010. Was that the same year? That would have been the same year, wouldn't it? We had minus 16 and it was horrific. Because it just wouldn't shift. And where we are, they won't grit the roads anymore. Because they take in loads of money in taxes off lots of rich people. And then everyone in Southport says, oh, all our money goes to Bootle. Everyone in Bootle says all our money goes to Southport. And then somewhere in between, the money disappears. And we never get any fucking grit. Or sand. Minus 35, your winter was in Sweden and the air was bone dry and shocks your lungs. It does, that cold, dry air. Again, that's what they call it, the Khumbu cough on Mount Everest. When you're going up the Khumbu icefall, it's at that stage everyone gets really bad coughs. People have broken ribs coughing that much. And then when you're heading towards altitude, after breaking your ribs and you can't breathe or anything, no, we're not built for these kind of places, we're not. Kick out of a rock band from the 80s. I've been listening to loads of 80s stuff recently. Whereabouts is Cleveland? The northeast coast, isn't it? Middlesbrough? Or has Middlesbrough gone back to being North Yorkshire? For a while when we lived there, it was Cleveland. True story. Middlesbrough, Cleveland. Even though it's not really a metropolitan council, is it? Because it's not a metropolis, Middlesbrough. Ohio, Great Lakes region, about 8 hours west of New York, 3 hours west of Niagara Falls. Very, very far north. Although, still further south than we are. That's the scary part. It's bizarre, isn't it? Where we are is on the same line of latitude as Newfoundland, isn't it? And parts of Canada. Bizarre. And we moan about it being cold. We get away with it all the time here. Stop moaning. I'm stopping moaning. Go on then, I'll stop moaning. Smoke weed at Mount Evans, Colorado, over 14,000 feet, so you're already high to begin with. Does it affect you more there? Already being that high? Does lots of strange things, doesn't it? Altitude. The higher you are, the less heat it takes to boil a kettle or to boil water. You only span plus 37 to minus 33. Casper, that's ridiculous. The ocean evens out the temperature, but the biggest span you'll find is in the Sakha Republic in Russia. Plus 38 to minus 68. That makes no sense. That's too hot to... I can't imagine how cold this is. A friend in Wisconsin got an asthma attack because of the cold the other day. It was about minus 15 or so at the time. Yeah, you've got to be careful with asthma in the cold. It can kick it off easily. How hardy. Most southern part of Canada is like an hour drive and a ferry away. It's not far away, is it? That whole Great Lakes area. I know that the lakes are massive, but you know, you're not far away from each other's countries. That's a lovely looking place as well. South Pelly Island, or Pelly. I just see that and see Pelly. Dancing with the Jules Rimet trophy. Not bad now, good. North Central. Yeah, it does. Imagine it gets proper extreme there. It's very, very far north. Didn't notice much of a difference. It was summertime, so it wasn't bad out. But anything to do with altitude affects all kinds of other things as well, which is why I need to be careful. Am I allowed to fly? Are you allowed to fly after a stroke? I don't mean like 10 minutes after it happened, but do I need to be careful? I don't think I'll be allowed to climb Mount Everest, thankfully, but no intention of doing that. Where's Kirsty? Her tunes on. Should be around and about somewhere. Aren't the Celts boys from Cleveland? Right, if you include Greenland and the Faroes, the Danish kingdom's official temperatures range from almost minus 70 to plus 37. Isn't that ridiculous? That is a swing and a half. Right, he grew up in Cleveland Heights. Your brother lives there, about 35 minutes away from you. All right, we talked with Jason Kels's people in 2021 before his brother started dating Taylor. Then it all fell apart. Now they've got their own show. Time is moving. At what temperature do your tears freeze? You'd be scared to go out in some of these temperatures. You'd know. You live at 38,000 feet up in Mount Pendle. Tears, of course, are salty, but even salt water freezes. Should we check it? At what temperature? Tears freeze at a lower temperature than water because of the salt content, acting as a natural antifreeze for the eyes. The surface temperature of the cornea and tears is around 34 to 35 Celsius, which is warm enough to prevent freezing even in cold temperatures. But you need to be careful. The cornea can freeze in cold, windy conditions. That's the thing, it's the wind. People who are at higher risk of this include soldiers, pilots, skiers, cyclists and ice skaters, snowmobilers and mountaineers. So you'll be alright. 34, 35 though. And salty. Seem like good lads, good lads. Cleveland boys just have a sarcasm to you. Most of us Brits would love it. We do like a bit of sarcasm over here, don't we? Which can be slightly concerning when someone from elsewhere comes over to the UK and doesn't quite get it. You have to try and explain things to people. You like the podcast? I've not heard that podcast. Mind you, I don't listen to many podcasts. I've been hammered in Audible though. I'm listening to something about World War II at the moment. Because it's 35 hours long and it's free, obviously. When you have to sit here waiting for phone calls to come through, you need something on, don't you? Louise, you'll be fine. You don't move that fast. Plus, if you wrap yourself in the duvet, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Got through the first bucket quick. A second bucket is needed. Get yourself a bucket or two. Might need a slash soon now. Welcome to the jungle. First you feel the nose hair's freezing stiff. Is that how it works? You should get all the old high school classmates on. There you go. Sorted. Off to the little boy's room. Oh, it's so condescending, Alison. You live 10 minutes from where the Paul brothers grew up as well. Have they actually grown up yet? Doesn't appear to me like they have, Paul. Fair play to them, making that amount of money. They went to high school the town over. It's all about layers, Louise. It's all about layers. I can tell you that now. Too feckin' much. And the heating on. The heating comes on at 7 o'clock. That's what it is, you know. But I'm moaning now about it being too hot. The heating goes off at 9 o'clock. And by the time I finish this, I'm normally freezing fucking cold. So I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Used to do 10-hour shifts in a freezer warehouse at -18. Worst job you ever had, Barnsley. I'm not surprised, but that sounds horrific. I did a little bit of a job, a bit of a summer thing for a butcher in Liverpool, Joe Granby, in one of his freezery places. Just boxes full of this stuff would come in, and you'd have to throw breasts in one part, wings in the other, drumsticks in the other thing, and then feet in this little bucket over there. And that was the coldest I've ever been in my life, as well as being the hottest I've ever been in my life, because it was one of those summers where it was really warm. So you'd come in sweating bullets into somewhere that was freezing cold, be shivering for hours, and then walk outside, and it'd be like getting off the plane in Hawaii or something. Just heated at you. Bizarre. The nose is getting powdered, the seal is broke. Yeah. Off to the big boy's small room. That's more like it, Ali. You can have your real name back now. Yeah, Steve, I'm not keen on them either. Your heating went off at 8. I had to change ours the other day. It normally comes on from 7 till 9. Just enough to take the edge off things until everyone goes to bed. And again, it was freezing in here, and I went into the front room, and we've also got a gas fire in there, and the fire was on. It was gorgeous. And yet I couldn't feel my knees. It was freezing in here. All the time, I've got that fucking heater thing there. Could have been plugged in next to me. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I might even put it on tonight, just to test it out and see if it works. I was going to say I was cold. I was cold, but I was all right until I got back from picking Jess up. That was stupid. Only -1. That's all it was. Just that difference is so much. And I had to put the car condom on, so I was outside for ages. And it's windy. One of those lazy winds that goes through you rather than round you. You know, all that kind of stuff. And you walk in going, ugh. Is it cold out? No, I'm doing a Bruce Forsyth impression, you fucking idiot. Of course it is. Heated throw on my seat. I could do that. I am now forewarned that it's actually cold. I have got my heated throw. My sister bought me for Crimbo, which is really good. But I also need to test whether this little heater works. And I need to stick it in the back of the... I need to put it in the boot. I genuinely do. Otherwise, yeah, that's horrible. The scent's bad, but also it does bad things. You get fungi and all kinds, don't you? Get rid of the moisture. You did an 8-hour day in cooling and freezing warehouse at age 20. Walking into the big freezer early in the morning. Brutal, and all the clothes and neck warmer, gloves and everything, you still hated it. Always taught Steve to wear as little indoors as you can, so when you go outside with your hoodie and your coat on, you feel the benefits. Yep. Doing the exact pissing opposite in here, aren't I? Can I take the boot liner out to get it dry? I possibly could. But I think I can take the boot liner out, but there's little dips to the side on both sides, where I've normally got the air compressor and the battery charger and stuff like that in there. So I want to make sure that that's completely done as well. But the boot liner could come out. I could put it in the conservatory when the sun's out, because it gets really hot in there, even if it's freezing cold during the day. The sun on it gets it really warm, so I could do that. But it's also hard to do one-handed. It is a proper mum saying, isn't it? Take your coats off, you won't feel benefit when you go out later. You were taught the same as well, Casper. Wait with the jacket till you go out the door. Can we try a question from the... Oh, I still haven't printed that off. Do you know what? It got to about 7:20 tonight and I realised I was streaming. That's how bad things have been the last few days. I have lost the plot completely. Where are we up to with that? Where are we? Where are we with the crossword? Oof, no. There's no limit. Yes, along with clean pants, of course. I like all that as well. Are you wearing clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus? Well, yeah, but if I see a bus coming towards me, my underwear will not be clean any longer. That's pointless. Taking it all off to go for your break in summer, then getting hot and then having to go back in was the worst. Yeah, in case you get run over, it is. And having to explain to the people in the ambulance, listen, my underwear was clean, but I turned round and I saw an articulated lorry coming towards me at 40 miles an hour. Now it's no longer clean, I'm afraid. Oh, my bloody back. As long as the ambulance doesn't hit you. Exactly. Leave it till Sunday. I will print it off. I will print it off. I have got it saved. I just haven't got round to doing it. The last couple of days have felt like, well, since Sunday, to be honest with you, the last couple of days have just felt as though they've gone past without me even knowing. I had to check twice earlier. What day is it? Mandy made a wonderful mother. Very nurturing. Very nurturing. Don't forget to wash behind your ears. It's the one place on your entire body that's the least at risk, of infection or anything, but make sure it's right there, clean right there. There's some great sayings that me back in the day. All a load of shite as well, most of them. Apart from, you won't feel a benefit, which is genuinely 100% true. But things like if you swallow apple pips, a tree will grow in your stomach. They will, a tree will grow in your stomach. So, well, no it won't, because the tree needs sunshine, soil, things like that to grow. No. A young lad round here done it last week, and now he's got a tree growing out of him. Piss off, will you? I think I'm fucking stupid. I might be in primary school, but I'm not an idiot. Wet and clammy, and then back you go into the -18 deep freeze. Oh man. A good heart these days is hard to find. Our Shergill. We like our Shergill. You like being a cool auntie, much more fun. Cool Auntie Mandy's always got loads of bottles of tea in her ear because she never fucking drinks them. Oh, the wire brushing Dirtle. Yeah. Billy, that's fantastic. I love that. Off Billy Connolly, White Your Bum. Wire brushing Dirtle, ma'am. Don't swallow chewing gum. It'll get stuck around your heart, wasn't it, that one? We do basic biology in school, mum. The stomach and the heart are nowhere near each other. And if they are, you've got serious problems. Problems that eating chewing gum will not get close to hitting. Tree growing out your fucking stomach, though. What? You do know it needs sunlight and rain. Yeah, oh no, it'll grow. Yeah. Don't eat yellow snow. That's wise as well. I've said this before, haven't I? I'm not remotely superstitious. The only one is don't walk under ladders. Because there's a good chance you might get someone dropping, I don't know, a pot of paint or a bucket of water from there, or the hammer. That's dangerous. Walk around them. Everything else, ignore. Man used to be paranoid about swallowing chewing gum. There you go. Mandy spits. A fir tree grew in a Russian man's lung a few years ago. He was a forest worker and inhaled a seed. Like the seed could possibly start to germinate, but a tree can't grow inside you. Needs sunlight. Yeah, Cougar Mandy chasing her nephew's friends. That's why you're cool, aunt, isn't it? Your ma told you earlier, isn't it? You've only got nieces. Nieces have male friends too, man. Do we know this? Well, at least if I smell of apples, they will. See? Always look for the shining light. There's a positive to every story, isn't there? Also, most seeds are kept in darkness to sprout because the sprout that comes out is actively searching for the sun, which is why it goes all the way through soil to get to where the sun is. But to grow, a tree needs actual sun. It might be even worse, Mandy. Might be even worse. Might make for a slightly more successful DVD sale, though. Just saying. Oh, man. Just open the window. Do you know where you can smell cold? You can smell cold. That's how bad it is. Oh. No. I am glad the car condom is on. I wouldn't fancy doing that in the morning. You're saying nothing. Let's hear it then. Come on. Steve's mind is on overtime. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sensors working overtime. Hang on, what's happening here? My chat's gone a bit weird again. Oh, it is warm. It is warm. Apple flavoured farts, yes. They could sell. You could bottle them and sell them. Claim to be an 18-year-old girl. Money for old rope. There's an audience out there for everyone, after all. Oh, tune, man. Tune on the dookie there. Lazy Sunday. The Small Faces. A bit of Lonely Fans. There's an audience for everyone. I've said this before. There's an audience for everyone. And there is, genuinely, bizarrely. That's why I fucking hate YouTube gurus. There's been a bit of pushback on this lately, though. Loads of them are doing the 5 tips that you shouldn't now be doing in 2025. It's like, come on, you told us to do these in 2024, now you're rowing back, are you? Or are you just making a living out of throwing any spaghetti you can at a wall and seeing what sticks? Even though it's not spaghetti. Yep. Almost everything does, besides the deepest of the ocean. Indirectly they do it as well. There are animal type things, aren't there? All the way down in the deepest parts of the ocean that are in places where there shouldn't be possible to have life. Next to fumanoles. That bit at the bottom of the ocean where hot gases are coming out from the lava underneath the sea, and it's about 4,000 million degrees, and there's little animals flying through it. So what on earth is going on? How can things survive there? Which means they can survive pretty much anywhere. Life will find a way. Navy SEAL gurus are fairly numerous now as well. The guru thing, if it's genuine advice and it works, I don't mind. What I hate about this as well, especially this, YouTube, is to have a successful thumbnail, you need to do this, this or this. Every video, you need to niche down, niche down, niche down. Got to have your hook, this, and this. And what they're trying to do is to get everyone to keep on making the exact same content. It's just got to be the same as the music charts. It's horrific. All the music sounds the same because they're just... people are trying to play to the algorithm rather than being artists. Not that I'm saying YouTubers are artists or artistic a lot of the time, but you should be. Your thumbnails should be representative of you. I've said this before. I haven't got an album cover to hand, but for me, an album cover was every bit as an important part as the music when it comes to an album. When you put it on for the first time, you hear the needle hit the groove, that little bit of a scratch before it starts, and then look at the cover, read it from cover to cover. It was gatefold. Read the back, all the people that were involved, the engineers, the producers, guitar techs, all this kind of stuff. Thanks to, all that was on there, and then that was part of consuming it. And album covers, like, yes, I've got a very specific style of album cover, and you can tell it's them just by looking at it. Is that not what we should be doing as content creators? Have a style that is yours, that is an extension of your artistic vision, rather than, right, or whatever the latest trend is this week. It's fucking stupid, man. Let people be artistic, let them be artists. Even if you're doing something stupid like a talking head video like me, I will try and make the thumbnail be something that, I don't know, is something I've seen or is representative of me, rather than just the same fucking shite. You've gone back to watching gardening videos, but you put them on 2 times speed. Do you then play like sort of black and white era pianola? That would work, wouldn't it? Diddly diddly, one of those kind of things. Some of the natural vents are 450C. Life will find a way. At the very coldest, at the very hottest, it will find a way. Not necessarily complex life, single cell amoeba, but things where life can come from. Giving away the business ideas, I don't mind. I won't be gutted when you're a millionaire. You'll still be here, won't you? Loads of money. Don't forget us. Yeah. Why gardening or why 2 times faster? No, not either. No, not either. Both. Why both? Why gardening and why 2 times quicker? Apart from, is it just to get rid of the videos 2 times quicker? I enjoy them, but not enough to sit through half an hour of someone wanging on about aspidistras. Just get on with it, and if I can be arsed, I'll stop it. Speaking of silent film music, your great-grandmother had done that back in the day. I love stuff like that. I love the times when, if you went into I was going to say, it's not even a cinema, is it? A picture hall, whatever they used to call it back then. The film would start and a little thing would come up with an organ or a piano, whatever it was, and someone would play along to it live. Stuff like that, it's really important. No, it's an important part of our history, I think, stuff like that. So interesting. Whereas now you walk into somewhere and you're in a lazy boy recliner. Whenever there's any kind of noise on the screen, the entire fucking room shakes, and you're drinking 90 quid lagers. Bring back the pianola. We can all come to Apple Tart Island. You will not forget your friends. Apple Tart. Is that the reason why it's going to be called Apple Tart Island? Or do you mean Apple Fart Island? You subbed to loads during lockdown. Mark 1 got bored, found ETS and you lovely lot. But gardening has started popping up with new vids again. It's resprouted. It's had a regrowth. Ah, right, that way. Were you trying to find things to do in your back garden? Is that what it was? Looking for inspiration? Like me watching all this stuff about filmmaking techniques and all that, and then I'd just go and park up down by the dogging spot and live stream the sun. Sounds like an exercise in masochism, which also sounds like a band who supported 8 Mile Radius in 1972 in Toronto. Exercise in masochism. Yeah! Watch what you want, yeah. 2 times faster because you can't be arsed watching it for an hour. That's fair enough as well. And also because you also possibly at that point get the Chip and Dale voice over the top of it, don't you? Speaking really quickly and loudly and high pitched. Even better. It's a trademark. You've got it all worked out. There's a man who knows where he's going. I like this. I like it. I like it. Always having plans in place in case the lotto comes in. Where to go, what to do, what to call it. A town in Texas, Muldoon, Texas. That sounds like a proper gaff, that, doesn't it? It was named after their grand uncle. About 15 miles away from LaGrange. Muldoon, Texas. That does sound like a proper place, that. 1 road in, 1 road out. Ice cream parlour. A saloon. Cat house. You kind of like the before and after bits. Same with the carpet cleaning vids. So it's the preamble and this is what we've done with it afterwards. Doesn't that kind of defeat the object though? I thought with that, carpet cleaning especially, wasn't just this is what we got, this is what it looks like. It's the actual cleaning of it, which is the ASMR thing, isn't it? All that bit. And then judging the people who had the carpets. You dirty bastard. That's what the rug looks like. Imagine what the house looks like. The dirty bastards. Morning, Jackie. Everyone will know where you've been. There will be cores everywhere. Pips. Little green apples. And we will know you by your trail of pips. Which is almost a band name, isn't it? That really is a good town name now, isn't it? I like that. Muldoon, Texas. They have got some good names over there, has to be said. Louise, bit of flame for you there. Keep you nice and warm. 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle. Apple teaser. Oh, yeah. Remember that? Apple teaser? That drink that came out that was going to revolutionise pubs. Lasted about 10 minutes and then it was just fucked into a bin. Where it should be. I'll have an appetizer. Get out. What are you having? Have a pint of Nelson Mandela. Go on, come in, lad. Sit down. Don't be kicking off later. Remind me later to print that crossword off. We need to get this done. And I still haven't found something where I can do it. There used to be something where you could make your own crossword grids and then put in where the little black spaces were and whatever. You could do it yourself, and I don't know where they are now. There's got to be a place. It might not be an app. It might be a web page or something. I'll find out. I will find out. Feeling a bit... Oh, sorry, your feet are getting a bit chilly. Socks are imminent. I am wearing thermal socks as well, which is why I'm possibly also really hot. Keep your feet warm. The rest of you can be less warm, but as long as your feet are warm, you won't go too bad. Bucket of scrumpy. Scrumpy Jack. Mandy talking about gardening, apples. All of a sudden you want a bucket of scrumpy. Advertising right there, it's working. Named after Father Muldoon. He was chaplain to the Santa Ana, the president of Mexico back in the day. What? How do you get cold feet under a duvet? You can plead the fifth on that one if you want, Louise. Why is the pool boy still there 4 hours after he's supposed to have gone home? Just saying. You can't use that, it's copyrighted. There's a lot of Apple stuff being copyrighted. Be careful that you don't get sued by Jobs' mates. I love that. Apple going after people to sue them. Well, your entire operation is stolen. All the stuff that you do is made by other people. You just get little Malaysians to make it cheaper and slap an apple on the back. Bellends. Cold feet. Who scared you? Oh, yeah. Or, Louise, were you meant to be getting married today and that's why you've joined us now? You've got cold feet. Is that what you're saying? Always keep your feet warm. I refer you to your earlier song, There's a Hole Somewhere. Oof. Does it need filling? Tomash, dice out, baby. Yes, he needs to go. Choose strife. No, not good timing, Jeff. Do not choose strife when we've asked for dice out. And for the whole yin yang thing to work, we are being linked with, when he leaves, Jose Mourinho to come in, which could be absolute bedlam. It's a glorious hole. Like the 18th of Carnoustie. I've got no idea if the 18th of Carnoustie is a good hole or not. Could be. Hi, Thomas. Oh, any scrummy. Just Louise with capital letters. Well said, Steve. Hope you're all staying safe and warm. They like coming like Jimmy Two hoodies, know what I mean, bruv? T-shirt and vest. I am sweating like a 1970s Radio 1 DJ when the doorbell rings. Here he is. Yep. There you go, Louise. There you are. Is that 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle, by the look of it? Where the skies are clear? Because there's nothing above you. All the clouds are below you. How are you, Tom? How's Mrs. Tom? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? And Domingos Duarte? Lulu and her glory hole. No wonder you're cold then if there's a glory hole in the back door. Is it the back door? No, actually, no. Let's not go down that route. Good punk band name, though, isn't it? Lulu's Glory Hole. You need a heated throw, is what you need. Everyone who's here, you need a heated throw. Get one. They are fantastic. The unfortunate problem with them is you can fall asleep when you're not expecting to fall asleep. Like when you've got a cup of tea like that. There you go. Slip of the tongue. Oh, of course. Be careful. One slip of the tongue, you'll be in the shit. Oh, hello. What's that? Oh, watching him earlier on Up Pompeii, which is still fantastic. Mrs. Tom in the doghouse. Oh, £60 fine arrived in the post today for you picking it up from a Christmas work do. Her fault. £60 fine. Is this parking or speeding? Domingo went to the VET and was told he was FAT. Oh, poor Domingo. He's not. He's just, well fabricated. That's what he is. Our Domingo is well fabricated. I'm not fat, there's just more of me to love. That's what he says. True story, though. Wherever you go, you're told you are FAT. Oh, come on. No, Steve, no, what they're saying is you're FAB. Like International Rescue. Parking your car isn't fast enough for speeding tickets. Bloody ANPR, yeah, I know. Nelson Mandela and his crew over there. No, it's not the ANPR, is it? And you thought they were just saying how good you were at driving. Look, little note on me dash, me windscreen saying parking fine. I must be really good at driving. The pup had heavy bones. I like that, big bones. It's Al Murray, isn't it? And big bones, yet with big fucking chunks of flesh hanging off them. I've got a slow metabolism and a fast pie arm. All that stuff, I like all that. Yeah, he's not FAT, he's just big haired. That's what it is. He's got an afro. He's an afro cat. Our Steve needs another bucket of Cavonia. I'm getting there. It's Domingo, not Steve. Yeah, you have to point that one out there, man. Otherwise, that was just a bit. That was nasty, nasty. Don't be fat shaming. Solidarity, sisters. I think I need a haircut as well. Not that anyone's mentioned it. I need me fair trimmed. But it comes in handy, doesn't it, when it's cold? But I was also thinking, now that I'm working from home permanently, and I pretty much wear a hat all the time. Well, not all the time. I don't wear a hat at all, really. Apart from when I'm out or I'm on the telly. See if I let me hair grow and see if I can grow an afro like my dad did during the 70s. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Bit of both, bit of both. I didn't realise what you meant about Ben Godfrey. That's of all the teams to sign for. Chest hair, head hair. I don't like it being too long. If I can grab it, it's too long. Know what I mean? Back, sack and crack. I could never go through with one of them, ever. Don't mention his name yet. He joins the list with Barnby, Xavier and Judas Iscariot. Turncoat scum. Spurs beat Liverpool in the first leg. They will get beat about 9-0 in the second leg, like, but you know. Might keep them quiet for a day or two at least. I doubt it, but you never know. I didn't even realise he'd gone to Ipswich until you mentioned it. That's how little I've been paying attention to football recently. Apart from if there's breaking news and the baldy ginger prick has gone, at which point I will do naked cartwheels on the front yard. Maybe not, it's a bit cold, isn't it? Newcastle v Spurs final would be amazing. It would, and then we'd all have to support Spurs in that because can't have Newcastle winning anything. The fans are big enough knobheads as it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, it would carry on, wouldn't it? You couldn't have Golden Point. It would just keep on going on and on and on. To be fair to them, though, I've actually seen Spurs win things. Never seen Newcastle win anything. You might get a big result. That's all you need, isn't it? You need a draw. If you had a draw, they're through. Spurs play a collapse tonight. Oh, are they all right? Is any news about that? Bentancur forced off after appearing to land awkwardly on his neck. Ooh. Any news? No news. No news. Ginger's crossed, he's alright. Awake and talking, alright. So he isn't... It wasn't like, yeah. Wasn't a Christian Eriksen type situation. Are you going tomorrow, Tomash? Do you know the way to San Jose? When's our next home game? Everton fixtures. Wednesday the 15th of January. Against Aston Villa. Followed by Spurs on the Sunday, the 19th. Oh, shite. 2 games in 4 days. Bullshit. Bullshit. Ah, well. Don't matter. Don't matter. I think I'm able to buy me season tickets on the 25th of this month as well, along with the other people. I have linked myself to them, so Jean-Jier's crossed. We can sort it out for next season. You've activated your season tickets. Head says no, too cold and risky. Post work. Heart says dice out, FA Cup, mighty Steelers win 1. Doubt it, doubt it. Everton 0, Peterborough 6. Obviously. Stranger things have happened. Not many, like. You see, we used to be able to rely on that, even when we were absolute dog shit. We could rely on at least one game in the FA Cup, one win. Even if we went out in the 4th round to get at least one win against the lower league team. Can't even count on that now, can we? Because Strep Guardiola will be on straight away, won't he? They're a dangerous team. We should just sit back against them. Fucking horrible prick. Have we decided where we're going to sit? Apparently we have, but I can't remember where it was. No, I can't remember. I'll soon find out. 25th, I think it is. Was it the blocks 102 and 103? I don't know, I can't remember. My memory's shite at the best of times, but at least I asked and I got the details off them, so hopefully should be sweet. Are we meeting up again on the 19th? It was fun. Next time it'll be in glorious widescreen with better audio, obviously. Which means I have to get back here, bastard. Just undoing my zip. Yes, there you go. That's the magic. That is the magic. Which means you can keep it charged and plug a mic in at the same time. Must I remember to do that? Must I remember? It's the 19th of Villa game. I don't know. I've just checked as well, haven't I? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Where are we? Now, Villa is the 15th, Wednesday the 15th. Sunday the 19th is Tottenham Hotspurs. Everton 0, Tottenham Hotspur 6. Richarlison with 7 goals. There you go. I didn't write it down. No. Connor, how you doing, bud? Used to be a 7 to 10 year waiting line at United, but it's not that now. There's waiting lists in loads of clubs that you wouldn't expect either as well. Everton have got a pretty bad waiting list at the moment. Even though we are moving to a bigger stadium, there's still going to be a waiting list. Because they'll be expecting walk-ups, is what they're trying to say, aren't they? People to pay extra on the day, which generates more money. Don't be using you as justification for the new camera. I haven't bought one yet. No, it'll be my phone. It'll be the phone in the... oh, what's happened there? What happened there? Something just happened there. What happened there? Get back, you bastard. I'll break your legs. With that. Is that room getting cold yet? Am I trying to get the heater out? I was whipping the heater out. Yes, Louise, whipping the heater out. No, the room is starting to get a little bit cooler, which is nice. I'm feeling okay at the moment. For now. For now. I'll be crying at the cold later, won't I? You didn't go to work today? Is it too cold? Too bad? Mrs. Tom is going on the 15th on your ticket. See where we're up to for the 19th, for episode 2 of Eric and Ernie's Big Adventures. Like I need an excuse for new kit. I could probably just push and justify a new camera, but I might leave it a while, just for a little while. But I want to get one eventually. 1,400 quid. It's a fair amount to pay, isn't it? So I could leave it a little bit longer and get a few other things paid out the way and then maybe take it from there. We'll see. I want to buy a decent camera at some point though, as an investment in the future. Is the weather still bad where you are? It was this morning. Hopefully things calm down then, because bad weather is not good. Bagsy, me old camera. Bagsy. See what we can do. I've got too many fucking cameras as it is. Loads of the buggers. Yep, they're just rinsing people for all they can now. They are. Everton have come out and said the same thing. If you sold all the seats as season tickets, it's at a discounted rate. And you get payment up front, which is fair enough, but what you're not getting is you're charging 40 quid for a ticket, whereas on the day you can charge 60 quid for one. And they want people to turn up from, like Liverpool do, turn up from Norway, because they come in, they fly in, they'll go and use hotels and bars and restaurants and that, which is good for the city, and then they'll go to the Liverpool club shop and will spend hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. And then someone else will come in 2 weeks later and do exactly the same thing. So it's just constant churn of money, which is great if that's what you want, but at what point does it stop? And at what point does your regular local support disappear? Because they'll be the ones who are there through thick and thin, through thin and thin even. Tottenham beat Liverpool at home tonight. They did, but it's only the first leg, so we need to come on to Bring Me Sunshine. Is it possible to trigger things like that on a phone? I don't think I can take a laptop with me and do anything like that, which is unfortunate because I might shite leaving it. I won't even leave me Osmo Pocket 3 in the car because it's worth half the value of the car as it is. So that goes in my pocket as I walk in. What's happening, lad? Just a camera. Why are you wearing 2 mics? Because I'm fucking Jimmy 2 mics, that's why, lad. Plus, we now have we now have your face and we have my face. So with some really poor, very, very poor, it would have to be poor editing skills, you know. It could be our faces on the poster. Could be. Could always sing it. I can't sing anymore. Don't you know that, Louise? Don't you know that? My voice has gone completely. Just me and Thomas sitting in bed in the PJs. Very, very niche content, that, Steve. Very niche. You can see the breakfast routine now. Yep. That is a fantastic thing, isn't it? You're just like a digital camera with mega zoom and an old-fashioned eye hole, not a view screen. You will not find one of them, unfortunately, Mandy. Digital cameras very, very rarely come with eye holes, and they never come with mega zoom. They come with 2 times zoom at best. Mega zoom comes on mobile phones, unfortunately. And they don't come with eye holes either, they come with screens. There are some good Sony cameras which come with a proper eye hole or an EVF, an electronic viewfinder. But I think the zoom is not really good on any of them, to be honest. Definitely not mega zoom. That is mega zoom. 100 times zoom. Very niche content. If you'd like to subscribe, of course, yeah. How do you like it so far? Hey, rubbish. Only Everton fans. Man, how fucking miserable would that be? Oh, man. Only Everton fans. Oh, yeah, baby, yeah, baby. I want to hear you moan. All right. He's played fucking 3 at the back again this week. Bastard. 2 fucking right backs and 4 goalkeepers on the bench. Bastard. Not that kind of moaning. That's all you're going to get. Only toffs. That sounds better because that sounds like a load of really posh horsey girls, doesn't it? Rah, 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 and all that biz. I do like the fact that there's a cafe or something, isn't there? Or a place that does food. Don't know if it's a takeaway or a cafe in Liverpool called Only Scrans. I think it's up near Aintree, isn't it? Only Scrans. And they've used the same font and the same colours, so they might be getting a knock on the door, them lot. Just down the road from Tenerife, or Tantastic, whatever it's called. Tenerife, I think it's called, isn't it? Only wolves and horses. Again, very niche. But yes, very, 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 very niche, that one, isn't it? Ladies in Jodhpurs, we are now talking, aren't we? Very, very posh. Very posh. Apparently she loves to ride. Know what I mean, lad? Helena Pilkington Smythe and all them lot. Where did they come from? I mean, genuinely, where did he come from? Those people. Just seem to appear from nowhere, don't they? They can't be real. There's got to be some kind of unit somewhere down south that just pops them out whenever they're needed. Whenever one of the Tory ministers looks like he's about to lose his seat in Oxford or somewhere. Hurry up, go and print out another 4,000 of these horsey set. Get them over the line there in the by-election. Sure, that's all you do. Plenty of them in the countryside. Definitely not in Liverpool. Never seen any of them. I have seen Tories here though. Bizarrely. Yeah, with the police presence on match day, there is the genuine chance of the siren. There always is. And the chance to say, won't send the ice cream going that fast. I will also bring a brown paper bag with me. They graduate from Pony Club. Is that how it works? Pony Club to the University of Channel 4 or something. Rah, rah, rah. We're going to smash the oaks. You thought I said jumpers. Jodhpurs. A bit of a Greek hen, yeah. Do you fancy a cup of tea, Ian? Tea, Ian. He was brilliant. I love Eric Morecambe. So is Ernie Wise as well, know what I mean? But it's Eric, isn't it? It's always Eric. Were they being chased like foxes? They should be. I should practice the glasses things too. Wahey! I can do that. One of them at the back, isn't it? I won't slap you round the face though, I promise. That was to Thomas, by the way. Not to anyone else. I'll practice the glasses thing too. And the glasses, the brown paper bag, and then whatever else we can do. Turn this a full routine. Tell your friends. Have you seen those two fellas who do Eric and Ernie? They do them on stage and things like that. They are some of the best lookalikes and soundalikes I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely insane. They're in a BBC filmy drama thing about them. It was scary just how much they were like them. Karaoke, yeah. Mank karaoke for that one. Bring me sunshine. Yeah. Don't forget to check Thomas's hair to see if it's a wig. It's very well made, has to be said. Although you can see the line, you can see the join. Can't wait for us both skipping away at the end, moaning about Dyche. If Dyche gets sacked, we might possibly do that down Goodison Road. All that down the road. Louise, I can't skip. I can barely walk. I'll give it a go, like, but if I break my nose, it's your fault. Just saying. The only skipping away at the end that I normally do is leaving 5 minutes before final whistle. You know what I mean? Tomasz, have you got short, fat, hairy legs? Whoa! You might do. When they were young. No, Vic Reeves plays Eric Dad. No, it wasn't that one. That was with was that Victoria Wood? That was Daniel Rigby played Eric Morecambe in that. He was brilliant in that as well. No, who were they called? Yeah, but they were superb in that. That was alright. I enjoyed that. Right, they are Jonty Stevens and Ian Ashpatel. And if you look at Eric, he looks like him. But just absolutely incredible the way they look and sound and act like them. Jonty Stevens especially is absolutely 100%. He must have been Eric Morecambe's son without knowing it. Plus Vic Reeves playing. Vic Reeves, the character of Vic Reeves was very, very heavily taken from Eric Morecambe. And the fact that it went full circle and he became Eric's dad, it was perfect. Perfect casting, perfect. Short and hairy. Fat. Short and hairy will do. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah, brilliant Victoria Wood. It was fantastic. Quite sad at times, tragicomic, but yeah. Yeah, and Daniel Rigby, who played Eric Morecambe, looks nothing like him in his day-to-day life, but was very, very believable as him. Daniel Rigby's also, is he an author now as well? I remember him being on loads of adverts and thinking, oh, that's that lad from the adverts. Now he's a best-selling author and highly valued actor, stage actor. Breakfast cupboards with the car doors with snow on the boot. No more snow, thank you very much, Mandy. No chance. No more. Shouldn't be there 2 days bloody later, the snow. Good sign, though. The BT ads it was, wasn't it? BT ads. Yeah. One of the first big BT hubs that came out. Looked nothing like Eric Morecambe. And yeah, put him in that show. His voice was really good, but he had all the mannerisms. I thought he was really good at that. Very believable as a young Eric. Yeah, but I didn't realise he's a proper full-on author now as well. Highly accomplished author. A man of many talents. How many of those TV advert actors actually go on to make it, though? Enough of the snot. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it. Bit of frost on top of the cars, but I don't care about that. Oh, you don't care? Tomorrow's going to be a bit rough, though. Oh, yes. It's going to get to -3 at 3 o'clock in the morning. It is going to be snowing from 5 till 8. Marvellous. Fucking marvellous. So I'm going to have to get up a little bit early, get outside and make sure that it's safe to drive. It's still going to be freezing at 10 o'clock in the morning. Bullshit. Patience today, you're a bit late. 5 minutes. Cue profuse professional apologies. While you're thinking about how you've slid sideways most of the way to the house. Yeah. Ball ache, and thank you very much. Congratulations to Jess on her theory test. She is now trying to pass next week. She's not ready. She will be, but not yet. A couple of months at least, I think. And then when she is, she can buy herself a car and piss off and never have to see her ever again. Leave a little bit earlier, definitely. Although I done that this morning. I left a little bit early yesterday and had to dig the car out of the snow and the ice. And then I got up a little bit early this morning, went outside, took the car condom off, put it in the back of the car, and it was completely ice free. It was fantastic. So I was there early, very early for Jess. Pitch black. Cold. Very nipply. -3 at the moment. I think we're -2. So, yeah. Everyone's going to be around about the same, apart from Louise, of course, who is either -9 or +20, depending on where she is. Backyard. Under the duvets. It's going to be -10 at 3 a.m. and it won't get warmer than -1 tomorrow. Man, I thought we had it bad. It's only get up to 4 degrees where we are tomorrow. 4 degrees and sunny. Oh, it's going to be really sunny. Could be drone footage tomorrow. Watch this spice. Just above freezing at the moment. It's been that way all day. It's been a bloody cold day today, hasn't it? I will still see her when she's out for a drink, possibly. Doesn't drink a lot, Jess. Not often, anyway. Is anybody ready to drive when they pass? You only start learning once you've got your licence. When you, yeah, when you, your granddad's a driving instructor, you are ready to drive straight away. You only start learning bad habits when you've passed your test. That's the problem. He's a very, very good instructor, is my dad. It's very thirsty, Louise. It is. +4. And the sun hasn't even got a picture of a cloud in front of it. It's going to be full on sun at 4 o'clock. So the drone might be out. I might be out. I'll be looking in that direction, because if the sky was anything like tonight, it is going to look gorge. Absolutely gorge. +1 degree where you are, Donald. Bloody lucky sod, man. Knock-on effect of home visit after home visit. Not much you can do, is there? You're in the Bahamas. You're in the Bahamas, +1. Everyone else is bastard freezing here. You're dead hot. Road rage this week has been hot. Yeah, get the snow off your car. Horrible, isn't it? And then you find out you're turning into someone that you didn't think you'd ever turn into. You do know that's illegal, don't you? Stop being a grass. But you'd have to be. Because if that prick in front of you hits the brakes and a load of snow hits the front of the car and they can't see where they're going, they hit the brakes. They hit the truck in front of them, which banjos you back 5 miles as well. Bin lorry bounced over one of the big light poles down there yesterday as well. That's how bad the roads were. Indicate! Yes, none of them do. Especially BMW drivers normally. Into me boot. Thank you, Mandy. I will never live that down, will I? I'll never live it down. Do you know what? Balls to it. Let's have a look again. Oh, shite. Never gets old, does it? Just never gets older. I don't think 2 words has ever accurately measured a mood of mine as well as that in my life. Literally just, oh, shite. Morning, Jackie. It is still funny. If I can sit there for 4 hours laughing at it myself, then I know it's funny. And I never even sent it through to Harry Hill. Is he still doing it? You've Been Framed. 250 quid for that, isn't it? Life's lessons learned. Yeah. Del Boy falling through the bar. Crichton being taught to say smeagheed. And me opening my car boot in the snow. The Holy Trinity, the Triumvirate. Have the Ian Rush to be a pundit on the Accrington Stanley? They're going to have to, aren't they? They're going to have to be. Cat wants to know why you're laughing out loud. Just casually look over and say, Nick, boot, snow. They'll know exactly what you're on about. Get well soon, Jackie. Bit of good old Jeremy Beadle. As the old joke went, Jeremy Beadle's only got a small willy. But on the other hand,
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
there's a big roundabout just outside your house and nobody indicates. It's so stupid. Dangerous. He is too busy looking like a French policeman or a Syrian dictator. He has got that look about him, hasn't he? Asshat, whatever his name was. Or is that fella when he scored for Newcastle at Goodison against us in a 1-0 win for them? Fuck off, Rush, you Postman Pat lookalike scare the kids bastard. Which I thought was a fantastic, I don't know what you want to call it. portmanteau. A swearing portmanteau. It was superb. Cat wants to know why you're laughing. He's too young to know who Beadle was. He hasn't lived. Never lived. Charles de Gaulle lookalike. There's that as well. Ian Rush, who famously, when he went to Turin to sign for Juventus, someone said, what was it like? It was nice, but it was full of foreigners. Yeah. You are the foreigner there. We had a similar kind of thing when my nan and granddad came over to the Netherlands to meet us. Come to stay with us for about 3 or 4 weeks. It's full of foreigners over here, isn't it? It's like you're in Holland. You're the foreigner. No, I'm not. I'm English. For fuck's sake. Yes, you are. You are the foreigner here. Yes, he's got a Roman nose. It roams all over his face. You're not even going to get a very poor for that one. I'm having that one. Are you having that one, Dave? I'm having that one. You put him and Phil Thompson back to back, they look like a pickaxe. You're having that one, Dave? Bloody hell's happened? Where's my tea? Where's my tea gone? Where's my tea? Ah, that's why. That stayed at a very good temperature, it has to be said. Did he score against us for Leeds as well, Rush? Sure he did. I still have nightmares about him now. Not about his goal scoring. About that fucking moustache. And he was a blue as well. How bad's that? He was a blue. Grew up as a blue. How many of them have we let go over the years? Him. Fowler. Owen. McManaman. Fucking hell. About 6 million goals we let go there. Suppose the class of 92 will be lining up in the director's box against City on Saturday. They'll all be there. They will all be there. Oh, yeah, Trent, I fucking hate that Trent. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who sounds like a Nottingham Ford dealer, doesn't he? Come to Trent Alexander-Arnold. £1,000 down, £299 a month. You can drive away in this. With Wrexham draw. Do you know what? I don't even know. Who have they got? Shout your voters. Oh. Wrexham go out of it. Yeah, Wrexham are out of it. In round 1 to Harrogate. Harrogate. Of course they did. Because while they might be doing quite well, they are still just League One, aren't they? Pint of Screech for Donald. Yeah, Ali has put a shift in, hasn't she? Because it went... it did go earlier on, of course, didn't it? It went piggly-ding about 4 hours ago. Louise wants a beer. Do you want to flirt with that, love? Oxygen mask, please. You can get them off Louise. She's got them on the south col, just below the summit, by the Hillary step. You've lost the plot at the Notts Ford dealership, it is though, isn't it? Come down to Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've got deals, we've got steals, we've got cars with wheels. Ali's always putting a shift in, she is. Whether it's behind the bar or behind the site. She's there. Stop, collaborate and listen. He's up against his half brother, he's got a Vauxhall dealership further up the road. Tennant's Trent Derby. Why buy a Cortina when you can have a Cavalier? You go all funny every time you put that picture of Louise up. And it is a picture of Louise, by the way. It wasn't from anywhere else. She sent that in herself. That's a picture of Louise, that. There you go. Bottled O's, as the climbers like to call it. O's. You wonder what hot tea and cola is like. From the website I was watching the other day, they're quite live. Oh, have you not tried it? You should try it. Hot tea and Coke, try it. How would you do that? Would you need a bain-marie, whatever it's called, bain-marie? Put the tea in a little glass into boiling water. You can't heat it up in a microwave, can you? That'd just be weird. Is that how you do it? And then throw it into Coke? Coke. Do it in Coke. Have a go at Coke. Hot cola. It does sound horrific, doesn't it? Horrific. All cola sounds horrible to me, especially Coca-Cola. You shouldn't buy that shite. They're an evil company. The bar work keeps you out of trouble. Nothing keeps you out of trouble, young lady. A flaming tear. Flaming? I can't believe the Simpsons got away with flaming Mo. When it was quite obvious what it meant. And everyone's just happily singing away with the song. Happiness is just a flaming Mo away. You know what that means, don't you? Well, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Yeah, try it. But if don't burn it. No, this stuff where people set fire to drinks. Oh, it's great. It's great. You get really pissed with it. Oh, you're burning off the alcohol, so you're not. It's just a cheat's way of you not having as much to drink. Flaming Sambuca, which again sounds like someone in Barlick, doesn't it? Oh, I forgot bread. Flaming Sambuca. What does it mean? A flaming Mo. Have a think of what flaming could be and what Mo would fit into. As in ho. Mo. Flaming Mo. Someone who's flamboyantly gay. It's what it means. Stick your Fords and Vauxhalls. You want something a bit more sporty, you'd have to Morgan Gibbs White. Morgan Gibbs White sounds like a German dental instruction to me. Morgan Gibbs White. Early happy birthday, Ali. Early happy birthday. Thank you for calling you young lady. You are to me, young lady. A flaming Mo. Someone who's ferociously gay. There you go. Ferociously gay. I can't believe they got away with it. But then, you know, that's what they do, innit? Or that's what they did anyway. Oh, Fiction Factory. Feel Like Heaven. What a boss tune. I wonder what kind of sporty stuff Morgan's Gibbs White would do. If they're doing Fords and Vauxhalls, would they be selling Lotai? Is that the plural for Lotus? Lotai? Is it Lotai? like Lexi. Morgan's, yeah, toothpaste, Gibbs White. Morgan is tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Gibbs White, which sounds like a toothpaste. Morning, Gibbs White. A German dental instruction. Doctor, doctor, I'm a dentist. All right. What should I do? Morgan, Gibbs White. Yep. Off the school trip to Dewsbury Hall. That is definitely a really shitty wedding reception event place, isn't it? Dewsbury Hall. I think I've been there. YouTube wouldn't let you use your word for Domingo earlier. You typed chunky but with an O and the comment disappeared. Is chunky being censored by YouTube? What? Some of the weird stuff that you can put on here but you can't put chunky. Bizarre. Some of the stuff that they kick off about, you can't do that, you can't do that, and you think, what? Have you not seen some of the other things that are on YouTube and you're saying that's out of order? Bizarre. Yeah, on the subject of weird names, Chapel Roan, I've got no idea who that is, but I'm sure I've stayed there. That is a Premier Inn off the M56, isn't it? The Chapel Roan. Ask for credentials before you let anyone put something in your mouth. User was banned. We couldn't ban our Louise. We couldn't do that. She's the highest one out of us now that Joey's left. Yeah, if you took the C off it, it could be a 70s racial slur. It could be. Oh, Louise, you big 70s racist. You used to live on Chapel Road. So you're only a spelling mistake away, really, aren't you? I say that as well because there's a place off the M56 called the Chapel Brook, isn't it? Which used to be a whitbread. You wrote it and it's not appeared. Right, there's nothing. I've put a few words in here that I don't really want appearing in. Obviously, some stuff that shouldn't be in chat, but nothing like that. Note like that, note like that. It must just be YouTube getting all bizarre. YouTube's moderation is crackers. Have we tried it in? I don't know. Will it work in Twitch? Mind you, I think Twitch is a bit wild west, isn't it? Into it, you know what I mean? Into it. Not to do with you, by the way. No, you've not been spanned. You're on a mission now to find the words on my banned list. If you word for word type, I don't know, Bernard Manning stand-up routines, you might find a few of them. Or maybe yet they could. Maybe they thought it would hurt Domingo's feelings. Might be. Oh. Yes. The book. The book. Was he from Treorchy? My dad hated him as well. My dad hated him, and my dad played in an era when there was a referee called Morris Fussy. Mr. Fussy. Great name for a referee. Domingo can't read. That's what Domingo wants you to believe. Of course he can read. So can Ruby, as you can see, because he was watching the telly earlier. Sat there going, oh. Look at who's in the chat. Who's that there? maybe Domingo's more involved on YouTube than you thought. This goes all the way to the top, to the very top, to the Pentagon. 'Tis I, lad. Has he got a channel yet? He should do. Domingo can distinguish between 3 treat stick things and appears to alternate between them. See, he knows what he's doing. Ruby's gone upstairs. Ruby's had enough. Is he going to play that fucking snow in the boot thing again, is he? I've had enough, I'm going to that. Never shuts up, does he, that lad? That is a good cup of tea. Get some talking buttons. Steve loves them. I was going to say I've got some Cadbury's buttons, but I haven't. I'm not even hungry. I always moaned, don't I, about being dead hungry on here. My mum made chicken wraps earlier. Some kind of Mexican chicken. Fit as, man. It was boss. There are words that should be not used, definitely. Honky is very cat speak. It stinks, it honks, yes. Ruby's jealous because she wants some snow. Oh. Should have told me. You could have delivered some to your house, mate. I had a fucking ton of it in my boot the other day. She could have had all of it. All pristine. Never walked on. There was a pair of shoes within the snow, but you know. Actually, I haven't took them out to see if they're dry or not. I should have done that really, shouldn't I? I never got round to it. Well deduced, it doesn't appear to like honk either. There are now channels with talking cats. There are, aren't they? And there's ways of going about it. Ali, you're going to say good night. No worries. Be safe going to work tomorrow. Don't run too quick. Watch your laces. Watch the snow. Watch the ice. Ali's bed. Oh, I still haven't found it. I've got my papers here, haven't I? I've got to sort all this out at some point this week. All my paperwork and all my written down stuff. Yep. Careful now. It's the 19th. Yeah, I thought it was. Bonne nuit, mon chéri. That's what they say in Ireland, isn't it? We'll see you before then. Or rather, you might see us before then. Through crosshairs. We shall indeed. If you've got a car, buy yourself one of those car condom things that I've got. Definitely worth it. I think mine was under 20 quid off Amazon, and it saves so much time in the morning. Just lash it in the back of the car. If the boot isn't full of snow, you can put it in there. Sound. Saves so much time. Apart from in the morning. Oh, I am going to have to get up early, aren't I? Can you add a particular type of woman to the jukebox? A Rolling Stonesy song? Yes. You can. Unfortunately, yes. In the same way that you can't mention the band who sang Mr. Brightside. Not because the name's out of order, just for the song shit. Yeah, screen cover things are great unless they get soaked by thaw. The one I've got has got little things that go over the ears. over the wing mirrors. Not even wing mirrors, are they? They're not on the wings. And all the snow got in there and then melted. So it was water. By the time I was taking it off, it was flying everywhere. But even then, give it a bit of a zhuzh and then stick it in the back of the car, it's sound. Heated windscreens, start up 5 minutes before you leave, it's brilliant. I haven't got one of them. I've got a 20-year-old car. Unfortunatamente. Would be nice though. But yeah, just cover the windscreen before you go to bed. Or before it gets cold even. I don't mind doing the rear window. Just start it up anyway. Try and get it a bit warm before it gets to Jess's. Choose strife. You're a poor nurse. Your car freezes inside. Go to a working hat and gloves. Eat it from windscreen. Bloody luxury. Can you wash it and reuse it? I suppose it could be washed and reused, but just shake it out. That's all you do. Give it a bit of a shake. And then lash it in the back of the car. Throw it back on that night. Heated mirrors would be very handy. Yep, same as any condom. Turn it inside out. After the third go, rinse it and hang it off the washing line. And if you want that's ribbed for her pleasure and turn it inside out, it's then ribbed for your pleasure. That's a pro tip, so to speak. Ford, yep. Heated mirrors on Fords. That's your industry standard. Mrs. Tom had a Fiesta with it. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's me. That doesn't count. Yeah, my ma's got a Focus. I keep telling her you've got a Focus. Never listens. I think yours does that as well. I'm not asked. I'm quite happy with my car. Even if I have to wait for a bit, I don't mind. But I do at some point. I need to clean the windscreen inside because I had to wipe it the other day. Because it started getting misty while I was driving, so I could just give it a quick zhuzh. And as soon as you do that, you're knackered. You need to go back in and clean it properly. So I've bought more of those little round, those things where you put your hand in back. Really good. And I've got my Mr. Muscle there as well. Yes, where might you go to buy a Ford? You were in the East Midlands for a time. Have you tried Trent Alexander-Arnold? Arnold. £1,000 down, 300 quid a month, lad. What more do you want? Arnold. We don't sell Fords over here now. Not now Fords have disappeared. You can piss off. Everyone's buying Range Rovers on finance, aren't they? Lad, I've got a Rangy on finance. Well done. Looks like I'm doing odd things to Kermit the Frog. Well, to be fair, he was getting fisted by Frank Oz for years, wasn't he? It's, my hands are smaller than his. And I'm only putting 4 fingers in there. He had the full ride up there. I hate it when the water starts dripping off the inside of the windscreen. It's horrible, isn't it? Tried that and it was impossible, even though it said unlubricated on the box. They keep lying to us. Can't keep up with us too. You're a window hoover. Not tried it on a car though. Do they work? Genuinely, do they work? Local Ford dealer here has adopted a Moda and Jaku, 2 Chinese brands. True story. Why? Do those window hoovers actually work? Those little Karcher things normally, aren't they? Little. I was going to buy one of them for the car. Do they work though? Would they work in a car? Because if they did, that would save a hell of a lot of trouble during early spring, sort of late autumn, I think, isn't it? But it annoys me that the car that I've got, it's the base range entry level. But you'd think it'd have a bit more updated stuff than my Mars and Ford Focus, and it hasn't. What is a window hoover? It looks like a spongy or squeegee, and then without the drip, it sucks in the water off the windows. So if you've got condensation, as you squeeze in it, it goes into the handle of the thingy-majig. A hoover for windows it is. Works really well. See, where Honda was asked or told by the Japanese emperor to step in and save Nissan. What? I know, is it Honda and Nissan and someone else? There's three of them. Subaru are looking at getting back together. Or looking at going in together as one big company. Immediately makes them the fourth biggest car manufacturer in the world. Makes sense. Squeegee without the drip. Might struggle on the curved surface. That's the only thing I was worried about. Windscreens are a little bit, even large windscreens are not overly curved, but it's more than a squeegee is, isn't it? Pity. It won't be long before we end up with a Boeing Airbus Embraer. Sidaway Sean. It is Mitsubishi, isn't it? And it's just going to be three major companies, isn't it, to be honest? The entire world is going to be three major companies. Toyota will take over all the Japanese stuff. Volkswagen Audi will take over all of Europe, and then General Motors will have the entirety of America. All the Americas. That'll be it. Of course, apart from the people who buy that fucking stupid thing that Musk has brought out. That Cybertruck. A heap of shit that is. Works on an angle. I had to read that twice. I thought it worked on Angie. What the fuck have you been doing with that? Works on an angle. People who charge the EVs at home are being told they can't insure the home. Really? Is that in case there's a fire or something? Oh man. As long as whatever giant conglomerate makes you a Peugeot or a Mitsubishi or a Lamborghini to honour this here pub, it'll be right. We still have to get one. Definitely have to get one. With just a paw on the side, the bear's paw sign on the side. The Citroen Berlingo. I'm convinced that I need one of them. Citroen Berlingo with just that on the side. And anyone who knows that it's that's him, isn't it? Off YouTube, he must have loads of cameras and shit in the back of that. Let's smash it up. Get all the stuff out. Yeah, like that with car parts. Only a few companies make most car parts. It is mad, isn't it? Very, very anti-competition, which is not what it's supposed to be about. You'll have to get a condom hoover. That sucks. The fella opposite you leaves his charging cable plugged into the wall and lying on the ground. I would have thought over in Birkenhead it'd be plugged into the nearest lamppost, wouldn't it? What they used to do. A new Volkswagen, not an electric one, went on fire on someone's drive a while ago. Was it petrol bombed by someone who was unhappy with the electric lettuce that he'd been buying from him? Was there a sign left next to that particular car saying, "Stop shagging me wife"? The EV thing is only if you plug into a general socket, not a charging point. So if you've got the proper charging point at your house, you're okay. If you're plugging it into an extension, into an extension, into an extension, the entire house is going to blow up. Alright, fair enough. They have chargers on the lamppost in Dingle. Are they the real ones though? You do have them, don't they, in places? Just proper, yeah, you can plug them in. Electrical fault, alright. Fella who goes on about EVs on YouTube, I know the fella, yeah, did a video about houses burning down because of chargers. And his neighbour said he would talk to his lawyer if he keeps charging. What? We're not set up for it, are we? We're genuinely not set up for it. It's not going to work. It won't work. And yet, for me, an EV would be perfect. All I do really, apart from when I go on a little bit of a jaunt around, is just take Jess to work of a morning, which is about a 3 or 4 mile round trip at the best. Tesco's less than a mile up the road, there and back, that's it. Would be perfect for me. Just keep the diesel for when I need to go on me 5 million mile round trip to here and there. Even if it's a proper charger at home. It's all strange, isn't it? All strange. We're just not set up for it at all. Things will change. It can't possibly work. Crichton does electric cars now, he does. That's because he can plug them into his groinal socket, obviously. And despite the fact that he looks like Thermos, he doesn't like Thermos. He's more of a smeg head. Get that new flying car. Yeah, why should you have to pay 500 quid a month to do so? It's not going to work. The big companies, Toyota have already said they're not interested. If all the big companies just say, no, we're not making electric cars, we're not. End of story. If enough of them do it, they'll stop. They can't do anything against it. It would help with the drippage. Every little helps. Don't think they'd see too. Those little electric-y flying car things. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. None of it is. The only thing that's gonna work is internal combustion engines working with either clean fuels or synthetic fuels. That's it. Until they come up with something completely different, it's gonna be that. Watch this space. Watch this space. If you're going to watch anything, make this space the thing to watch. It does look cold out there, you know. It actually looks cold out there. How bad's that? How bad's that? Anyway, geez, it's 11:15. What have you got me doing? Bloody overtime. Bloody overtime. Bloody overtime. You come in here. I'm not Ken Dodd, you know. What's eco about EVs anyway? Tons of plastic, loads of batteries, charging from the grid. It's not remotely eco. Digging all the lithium out of the ground for the batteries is really, really ungreen. You have to drive an EV for about 15 years before it evens out and starts becoming carbon neutral. And even then, the electric that you put into it comes from burning coal anyway. Yeah, stick with the hybrids. Seems to work well. The whole point is to reduce. Want to get down to net zero, then, I don't know, stop people flying around the world on private jets. You do that and then we'll take it from there, right? Every time someone invents friendly fuel, they disappear. Or they really go into the shell. Batteries wear out. They're not as bad as they used to be though, these ones. Nowadays you can find some of the higher end Tesla things. After like 10 years or so, they're looking at them and they've still got 98% of the capacity on the batteries. They're losing 2%, which is not bad at all. Batteries wear out. I've heard that. Hybrids are worse. They're so heavy that they use much more fuel. Here's the problem, you see. Electric cars were alright and hybrids were alright when they were small cars. They're now making them so big They're making them the size of Range Rovers. That defeats the object. Make a small electric car or a small hybrid and it'll work wonders, but they won't. And nobody needs like an 800 brake horsepower electric car. Stop making them do 0 to 60 in a second and a half. Don't need that shit. Slow them down, take loads of weight out of them as much as you can, and then have them around town. Have diesels and petrols for going out of the cities to other cities. Easy. Admire the Toyota idea. Better current tech for everyone to have a hybrid than a few to have all electric. It is. And then once we have that, can we then move on to the next stage when we're ready? And if we can't, we are where we are. Tax cars by weight. No, because my tax that I got up last week when the boot was full of snow. Evil sod. Electric Hummer. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Yeah, not to mention the child slaves digging out the rare metals. Solidarity. Depends on who it's from. Milk carts were massive. That's a fantastic band name now. If I'm going to start another indie band, I'm going to call it Milk Carts Were Massive. There you go. Don't care if you never drive into a city ever again. EVs in towns and cities. It's not been thought out right, or it has been thought out right, because whoever it is who's paying these people to say that all electric by 2035 is the way to go, they've got their wish. We haven't got our wish. Up to workers. Up to workers. Oh well. Yeah, it's too late. I need to go and have one glass of wine before I put my feet up. Alcohol-free wine, obviously. Why is it always wine? Yeah, so get your dancing shoes on. You go to your way to avoid city driving. We're very lucky with Merseyrail and buses we are. Yes, Mandy, we're just much smaller. Mandy's still much smaller now, to be honest with you. A smidge over 4'6". My mate got hit by a milk cart. Grace, I love her to bits, but fucking hell. I got run over by a milk cart. How can you get run over by a milk cart? It bounces into you doing 3 miles an hour, you can still just jump out the way. Grace, you daft sod. Good night all, good night all. You miss electric cows. Electric fences round cows. Down with this sort of thing. Careful now. Same with wagon wheels. It is. Shrinkflation, man. Shrinkflation. Right. Yes. Well said, Louise. Anyone going out tomorrow, take care. It is going to be freezing cold. There'll be ice everywhere. Be very, very careful. Yeah. Hope your cough gets better soon, Steve. Gingers crossed. Look after yourselves. Be careful. And get your dancing shoes on. Come on. Let's have a boogie.